What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? I am your host, Cyrus the Looney. Joining me in the commentary booth for this historic card is the one and only J-Dime TV and the ever-legendary Humble Dink. How you doing, lads? Primetime 80 is finally here. Final card of this year.
It is Cyrus Primetime 80 J-Diamond. What a spectacular event we've got planned for these people. This is a Christmas special, no doubt about it, J-Dime.
Yeah, and there's so many great cards to leave y'all off with before the holidays. We have the rematch between Smudger and Cole. We have Trickzzy and Nas. Many more great fights just to leave y'all off before y'all go into the holidays, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. In those two main events you can see featured on the screen right now, you've got NM Smudger versus B3 Cole. Cole took the bell off Smudger before he could go 10-0 Cyrus. It was an incredible historical event last week, and when he took the belt off him, it shocked a lot of people, and he's going to get a rematch tonight. So he's going to have to do it twice. If Cole does it twice tonight, I think that's even a bigger shock to me, Cyrus, than beating him last week.
Yeah, no, quite honestly, we were saying it for a little while, right? Nobody had gone on the kind of run that Smudger had since the record was set by BFAP Trickzzy and Naz. Now, a little bit of mix-up on the graphic. BFAP Trickzzy and Naz are the main event here this evening. NM Smudger and B3 Cole, a worthy co-main event, if not a main event spot in the near future, I'm sure. But like you say, he came out, and what was most impressive, I said this to you just before we came on the, live on the show here, Jay, is not just the way that Cole was able to win that fight, but the way that he was able to do it very decisively. His stamina management was phenomenal, and doing that against somebody like Smudger, who was on a run, I mean, it just speaks volumes to what that guy is capable of. He deserves that strap, and now he has the opportunity to try and start a new era here this evening. But of course, Smudger's going to be hungrier than ever, dropping it last time, getting this opportunity to try and get back at that primetime gold.
That stamina management from Cole was impeccable. Like, he almost fought a perfect fight. Smudger tried to make a push at the end. When he had nothing left, he didn't give up. But Cole just put on a brilliant performance that we've never seen happen against Smudger, Humble.
Exactly that. And he stepped in at short notice as well, which is incredible. That co-main event right there is going to be absolutely fantastic. One for the ages. But look at that main event, Cyrus. We've got Trickzzy versus Naz. I think it's the third fight between these two, if I'm correct, this season. They had one in the Grand Prix, which I think Naz won. They had another one, which Trickzzy won. I think this might be their third fight to kind of decide who's kind of winning that series. But these two have been neck and neck. It's going to be interesting to see where they're at the moment in each of his careers.
Yeah, 100%, brother. And I think that only one of those fights was not for a title, the one in the Grand Prix, and that's the one that Naz picked up the initial time. I think he then did it as a challenge against, in the thing where Trickzzy won the belt then off Naz, following that. So the third time, this one for the belt as well, my man. And these two guys got big names within the community. They've done a lot across all the promotions that, we know and love within this UFC 4 world. But Trickzzy is now trying to get back onto not only just the way, the continuing those winning ways out here, Jay. He's trying to also set records himself. When you have so many titles behind you, what is next is setting records. And right now he's chasing after himself. The record is 12 straight fights, and that was set by BFAP Trickzzy. If he's able to get that done, once again, 9-1 at the moment, and I think that loss was his first fight of the season. I mean, we still got a few fights to go, but that guy's doing phenomenal work. I can't think of a tougher opponent to get through, in Naz. Naz is going to bring absolutely everything. He's been wanting that title shot for so long, winning that #1 contender matchup. You could see that he was hungry for it. He was calling for it, and he believes he has all of the tools to absolutely derail the current champion. Only time will tell, my man, but I can tell you one thing. I'm fucking hyped for it.
Man. And then here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out what's Trickzzy motivation. He set every type of record here. He is the GOAT in primetime. I wonder what keeps him up at night. What keeps him fighting, Cyrus?
It's got to be staying ahead of the pack, right? I think I said this to maybe Cole in the chat over the last couple of days, and maybe one or two of the others, that, it's a very, very small percentage of people who are even able to earn their way to an opportunity of contending for that belt out here, Humble. Even smaller are the people who are able to claim that gold, and then it becomes ever more inclusive to defend the belt. You have that target on your back on the way up. People are trying to, derail the kind of hype train sort of feel behind it. But then you see, people when they get there think that they're at the top and people can't touch them. But that's where the work really starts. And I think that that's why Trickzzy, and the likes of many of the other champions that we've had throughout the time have, really had to separate themselves, is to be able to keep on to that gold, to be able to continually advance yourself, because there's more and more footage on you. These guys are continually changing, so it's, increasingly difficult to stay ahead of the pack, and it's what makes them so special, the ability to do that.
Yeah, that's it. And you've got to keep that consistency. These guys have got to do that time and time again, and that's why we have such a fantastic main event and co-main event this evening. But then you've got Dirty Dave versus Caliber, Trials versus Ghost, Donna versus Intro, Pigeon versus Concept. I'm fighting tonight versus Kai as well. J-Dime. The undercard tonight is full of top 20 talent going throughout, and we'll get into it. Bang Bang's fighting second, but the first fight this evening, Cyrus, I think we're ready for some fights now. It's going to be Broomstick versus Hayes. It's going to be a fantastic show, and I believe these two might be debuting.
Yes, sir. For this season, at least, Hazlad OG is truly just that. He is an OG of the community, J-Dime. He's been around since, the earliest of the earliest. He was with us back in the old IFL days. He was back when we were like a community of 10 people, 15 people putting together like our first show. So he's been around the block, and, he has a really, really kind of deep striking skill set that has really elevated over the years. But Broomstick, not quite been, not quite as long. He's been around a couple of years now, I think 1 or 2 years, but he's been putting in that work, I can tell you that, and he has advanced his gameplay to be a complete fighter. He's always had that kind of nice striking, but now he can do it all.
Yeah, and it's been a while since I've seen Broomstick fight. I remember the name because his name was Gucci Broomstick, and I like the name. I remember that. But I want to see, since he's been gone for so long, what improvements he's made. Never mind, Humble, what improvements he's made. Golly.
Yeah. Talking about some characters right now as well. Robbie Lawler versus Gerard Cannonier. One possesses some ultimate power. Cyrus, we just seen it on display a second ago as Robbie Lawler got clipped.
Yeah, Cannonier fighting later on this evening, if I'm not wrong, against Ron Strickland as well. Obviously a bit of a different matchup here. The power from Robbie Lawler is absolutely tremendous, and the same could be said about Gerard Cannonier. They both have that one-hitter-quitter sort of power. Already, of course, a nice big rock to start us out. He gets another one. Hazlad OG trying to do it for the OGs, getting in the early couple of rocks and trying to find a way to a finish, but the veteran in Broomstick obviously staying composed, just trying to weather that storm out here, Jay.
Yeah, and you got to do that if you're a veteran, man. One stun can't make you lose track of your game plan, because that's when you get messed up. He was showing his veteran savviness, Humble.
Oh, nice knee as well. Yeah, it's a good... Still on the outside, right? Still on the outside. He's picked his shots. He's letting Broomstick throw combination punches and just trying to catch him when he knows he's going to be there, essentially. Broomstick, sometimes, Cyrus, he's overreaching. He's kind of shooting his shot, and because of the movement of Cannonier, he's missing slightly and put himself in a vulnerable situation.
Yeah, if I'm not wrong, I think Broomstick was training with the B3 boys a little while back, and you can see it in some of his playstyle in the way that he likes to walk forward, but it's getting him caught here this evening because Gerard Cannonier's hands have laser focus and quite clearly pack some heat. 3 rocks in 3 minutes, Jay. It's looking real good for the Kill Gorilla right here.
That's 4 rocks. Yeah, and Robbie Lawler may have power, but he don't have Gerard Cannonier power. Gerard Cannonier has 98 power. You don't want to sit here and trade with him. And right now, Gerard Cannonier is dominating this first round. Maybe even a 10-8, Humble.
Yeah, there's something about the power, you can make more mistakes. You don't have to fight as technically sound. And when you do fight technically sound, you really punish your opponents. That power is coming through right now. Look at that. Even the ground and pound, it translates, Cyrus. He's managed to put his face nearly through the map right there.
Yeah, when somebody like Gerard Cannonier's throwing that ground and pound, not only is it the impact of the fist to face, your head is bouncing off that canvas for sure. These guys hit hard, man. He's doing a good job of staying composed right now. I honestly, I wasn't really feeling it, Jay, when he shot the takedown. I was like, you're doing so well on the feet, why risk it? But up until he just got reversed, he was looking pretty composed in those spots. Looks like he was settling into the position, but we'll have to see what he's able to do from bottom now.
Oh, yeah, he's eating some shots,
nice.
But he reverses it with the sweep. And yeah, this is a dominant round. What adjustments do you think that Robbie needs to make in the second round, Humble?
He needs to get a gun, J-Dime, because at this point,
not the gun.
I'm telling you, Cannonier's power is absolutely... I don't want to be under him at the moment. He's getting hit with haymakers. Look at the head health. with the head held.
Do you not feel, though, Humble, just to chuck it back to you, right, that every single one of those rocks, since they came from Robbie Lawler pressing forward, maybe trying to take a little bit of a back foot and try to, draw out the counters of his own now. He's behind in the fight, so he can try to, draw his opponent on. He's been walking forward this entire fight. It's not gone his way so far, so maybe doing something different, trying to walk back a little bit and play off the back foot may play to his benefit. I don't know, brother.
Yeah, even feinting, using your feint. You don't always have to enter when they think you're going to enter, and he's being predictable right now, so he needs to be unpredictable. He needs to set up his shots a bit better. He needs to kind of misdirect his opponent, and that's not what he's doing. He's like a bull in a china shop at the moment, J-Dan.
Yeah, he's getting battered. He's getting beat to a bloody pulp. And I think the problem is Robbie Lawler not used to facing people who he doesn't have the power advantage over. Because Jared is more powerful than him, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. Oh my God, but the power of Robbie Lawler still exists. He catches him once, and there's no obviously there's no lack of killer instinct there. He was going for it, but that head was moving actively out there, Humble.
Nice.
Active enough, though. Gets another rock.
He's gone to the body. He's hit him in that soft spot. Robbie Lawler, I'm convinced, right, in real life as well. Robbie Lawler's got one point in his body where you touch it, and he literally just turns into a robot and starts trying to kill you. Because sometimes some people don't hit, you don't be lucky J-Dan and hit that spot. He's hit that spot at the moment.
Robbie's about to start taking over. I can feel it. Momentum starting to shift. He's having success. Oh, that's a nice takedown because Robbie was starting to get his momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe there's a little bit of, I was going to say maybe there's a little bit of ring rust for Hazelad OG, but I just remembered he got 3 or 4 rocks in the first round, so I would have been talking shit. A takedown may now be the best, kind of strategy out here, Humble. It was not a good idea in the first round, towards the end of the round, because he was doing so well on the feet, but quite clearly Boomstick is starting to mount some sort of an offensive comeback at him, so trying to slow that down, could play dividends if he's able to get this into the third round.
He had success as well in the first round with his ground and pound. He had more success when he got to half guard though, and obviously side control positions, so a bit more dominant positions. At guard at the moment, he's going to be safe, kind of, but he is losing the fight if he's getting caught there.
Man, I wonder how we're scoring. Never mind, this is a lot of time. I don't even talk about that. I thought this round was almost over.
Yeah, well, there's about a minute left, minute 15 on the clock.
That's going to be a slow minute.
Yeah, you know the score, man, especially when these guys are hurting like this. There's been multiple rocks on both sides of the octagon. That minute is going to feel like an eternity when they're trying to get that damage off whilst staying somewhat defensively sound. But it's just interesting to note. I mean, I've said it 2 or 3 times, Humble, but Boom has not taken a back step, basically. Weathered that storm. I don't know how you can still be walking forward after getting knocked down like 3 or 4 times, but he found a way to continue to do that, not change the game plan, but ultimately, win that war of damage.
Whoa, went green again. Oh, Matrix.
The Matrix.
Hold on. Here we go.
Nice. Oh, he catches him. Nice work from Cannoneer. He's still starting to cut the power's starting to bleed through again. He doesn't need too many to kind of get through. What I was going to say though, Cyrus, to your point, he's figured out the entry. So he's figured out how to enter the pocket. I think that might be kind of slightly due to the gassing of both guys. He's fighting better when they're not moving as much, when they're kind of picking the spots to move in and out, so it's a bit more deliberate rather than quick movements. He's getting beat to those quick movements, so he has to slow it down, and it's doing well for Broomstick as he's doing that, Cyrus.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen Bang Bang just on a separate point to call in for the body work, call in to punish some of that bobbleheading that's out there. He has been preemptively trying to move that head around. Hazelad seems to be honestly getting less composed as the fight is going on. These takedowns, for my money at least, Jay, seem like they are a little bit frantic. He's just kind of like trying to slow down that forward momentum, whereas Gucci, on the other hand, seems to be getting more composed as time is going on. There's only 3 minutes 50 left, but as we said towards the end of that second round, sorry, that can be a lot of time, brother. That can be a lot of time.
Here's the thing. Robbie made a good read in the second round when Jared Cannonier's bobbling like that. He started hitting him to the body, and that's why he's getting them body stuns. So I want to see how he can take over from here because he may need a knockout. I don't know.
He's stopped getting clipped. Like, the thing is, he's against time here because who knows what the scorecards are. We know he's been dropped quite badly a few times in both rounds, and essentially times against him. And I think this round's close as well. Like, that's a beautiful takedown by the runs the pipe right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, he's being committed to this. I'm surprised that Broom has not been able to stuff some of those takedowns. He's normally pretty decent with it, Jay. But maybe some of that kind of damage is kind of causing him some concern and making him keep those hands high, making it a little bit easier for Jared to get in on those legs.
That could be it, or it could be rust. He hasn't played in primetime in a very long time, so he's taken a while to get his footing. But is it too late to get his footing right, Humble?
Yeah, he's starting to get caught a lot now as well against the fence. He's losing certain positions. Really needs to turn it up if he wants to win right now. I'm expecting the body work to come back through. Good work though from Cannoneer to try and keep the distance. Seems like he's composed himself slightly.
There we go. That read. There we go. That when he bobbles, hit him to the body. That's the read he made last round.
Nice body work there. Gets a knee off on the exit as well, Cyrus. Now he's in open field. He's got a minute to work right now. Could be winning the fight, but you don't want to take this to the judges.
No, 100%. I mean, quite honestly, I think Broom needs the finish here. If I'm in his corner, I'm telling him he needs that, Jay. But as you rightly said, bro, that body work, when he gets inside like this, it's where he needs to continue to put the money in, because he's getting a rock nearly every punch he throws there.
Nice.
But I felt like he should have made that read a long time ago, and can't deny a takedown. I know that's frustrating for him, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%. And one thing that I actually think that is an animation where he is trying to preemptively, defend a turning takedown, but he isn't actually turning it. He's just drilling through. A great fight to start him out. Maybe not necessarily the most technical performance from either guy right there, but they left it all in the octagon, Humble, one way or another.
There was a lot of technical sort of adjustments though, if you think about
Broomstick with the W.
Wow.
Broomstick with the W.
Man, let me see the second round. The second
29-28. Broomstick with the W.
Bro. Nice work from Broomstick, man. He definitely came from behind, right?
Yeah, so somebody...
That's crazy.
We're renaming him to Paddy now. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's definitely Paddy. Like, he was having some difficulties in that fight. I don't know, bro. I thought he was too down, but what a fucking fight, man. So that was a surprising result. I'm not gonna lie. Am I wrong about you guys? Or am I wrong?
I think he won the third round, definitely. And I think the second round, there you go. The second round was very close. True. And he lands, what I say, judges, man, it could go either way. That round could go either way.
I thought it was 3 stuns to 1. I thought that's crazy, because I know Hayes is overthinking. I got robbed. Yeah. He's thinking. Broomstick is thinking he won that fight. So it's crazy.
A lot of people in the chat as well supporting that win, Cyrus. So happy with that one.
Yeah. Well, it's either way, brother. Either way, it was a great fight to kick off the card. The primetime guarantee is already strong in primetime 80. It sets us up for a fight that we know is going to be all action every step of the frickin' way. It is the one and only B3 Bang Bang Bully himself in Bang Bang, stepping into the octagon 1-0 currently, ranked number 34 in the PlayStation division, going up against STLK Ballon, just Ballon for short, but that man's a savage himself, been very active this season out here, Humble, just to throw it back to you, my man. Currently got 9 fights on his resume and is looking to take on a gnarly veteran here this evening. What a feather in the cap that would be if he was able to get a win over Bang Bang.
Yeah, Bang Bang's looking to go undefeated and kind of continue his run onto the getting a title shot. He's always up there. He's always up amongst the top competitors, J-Dime, every single one. Currently 1-0, so he's trying to build his record right now. And unfortunately for Ballon, he wanted to be him. But this looks like we're going to get an absolute classic of a matchup as well, J-Dime. Chuck Liddell versus Wanderlei Silva, the old school, matchup. This was legendary back in the day.
Yeah, and it's something about the Wanderlei Silva hooks that every time they hit you, it puts you out. He got his own animation that's unique to him. And it don't look like it's going to do much, but it always does a lot of damage.
Oh, bro, like those ones, Humble, they're like T-Rex arms, right, when he's throwing those hooks, but even though they don't cover much distance, when they land, it's nuclear bomb sort of damage.
He lands with his knuckles and pulls your guard down as well with it, so it's like almost like he's pouring at your guard, and if it comes through, it hurts. Like, I'll tell you this, I'm fighting to middleweight tonight, and we were picking characters, and Robert Whitaker's band, And I was trying to think of it being the first person who came to my head was Wanderlei Silva, believe it or not, before I picked Alex Pereira. And I realised that he was in there with 99 power. So Wanderlei Silva was my second choice if I didn't get to pick.
Well, the Iceman up against the Axe Murderer himself. Wanderlei Silva, bro, this is gonna be a bloody mess to say the least. These guys are gonna get down real quick.
I like this creativity, J-Dan, with picks as well. I like people who put on a show and put on a little classical matchup for us, things like that, and not just pick the obvious. Sometimes you gotta. This is entertainment, right?
Yeah, sometimes you gotta not pick the meta. Pick somebody that everyone don't use, and that's respectable too, Humble.
Nice jab to the body. These two are fighting like brawlers or savages at the moment. These two are fighting technical boxing, kickboxing going on right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of getting the feels of like Diego Sanchez up against Gilbert Melendez, right? In the phone booth, throwing, swanging and banging out there.
Matrix the man. Beautiful work right there. You're seeing some in-close work with the head movement, with the... he catches him with the uppercut, goes to the body. Chuck Liddell is starting to show people it is Christmas. The Iceman thrives then, Jay Diamond. He's thriving right now.
First of all, Chuck Liddell is a bad motherfucker. You know how bad you have to be to have that stupid-ass mohawk and still beat people ass like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Chuck Liddell truly... OG of the sport, bro.
It's a legend. He's the only one that can rock that mohawk.
Yeah, then you got Wanderlei Silva as well. So he's known for fighting in the gym. You know, this guy, most of his fights weren't recorded, essentially, Cyrus. Most of his fights were done in that gym. He just loves to scrap against Duke. So scrapping against Chuck Liddell right now. That guy is a born scrapper.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. Like, I have a deep love and respect for both these guys. Funnily enough, Chuck Liddell is actually the first MMA fight I ever watched. He's probably the guy that got me into it, to be perfectly honest with you. All fight fights, brother. On the VHS, you know about that, Humble. You know about that.
Oh yeah, 100%. But these two are throwing down right now, Jet Diamond. It's a classic.
Oh my god!
And one of them hooks. One of them hooks can put him down.
Damn. Sorry. Gets him right there. What do you think of this fight so far, Jet Diamond?
It's a great fight. They've been in the pocket, brawling. Wanderlei Silva has not taken a back step yet, Cyrus. Oh, may pay for it.
Oh, elbow. Sneaky. What a sneaky elbow that was.
Brother, like, honestly, I'm edge of your seat sort of action, pressing the action. Both guys willing to throw down in the bloody phone booth. I don't know which way this is going to go. It can go any which way, but
it may go Wanderlei. It may go Wanderlei Silva. That's which way it may go.
I'd like to see some investment in the body as well, Jet Diamond. Like a lot of headhunting at the moment. I'd like to see some work. You know, people going forward for combinations. I'd like to see some body work.
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to see that. Oh, grapple it.
Well, I mean, Chuck Liddell always had that wrestling in his back pocket. Traditionally using it, you know, kind of in reverse to defend, but this time goes for that double, Humble. Gets Bang Bang down. Only 16 seconds left to go, but at least it's something that Bang Bang's got to think about now, right? Going into that second round.
Very, very true, Cyrus. He's got another mixed martial arts. You've got to make people think. As much as we're here to entertain people, and we're having a fantastic fight at the moment. This is competition. Even these guys want to lose. You know, there's a lot on the line here. They've picked these picks, but at the same time, a win for one of these guys elevates them higher in their division to get a bigger fight, essentially, up in the card.
You're not lying. That's factual, but they just said in the comments, you just ask Bang to go to the body, LOL. They said he's only going to headhunt, and he's going to balls to the wall. That's what he's going to do. 100 miles an hour.
I said
he don't need the body shots. He doesn't need it.
That's all I said. I said either one though. I'd like to see it. It's not that you have to, but you know, it'd be nice.
I get you. I honestly, now I'm thinking about it though, I don't know if I've ever seen Bang throw a body shot. Like,
maybe they wanted something, yeah. You know, sometimes investing in one area as well is always better as well. Like especially the head, because if you invest in that area, you know.
He throws one, bro. He threw the body. That record's done.
Click down, take that shot.
Oh, he heard you. See, that's straight to the body. He heard y'all. Y'all was talking about he don't throw no body shots. He heard y'all. Oh, nice takedown.
Am I wrong in saying Ballon has used wrestling to win a couple of fights in his past? I mean, I always think of him as a striker, but I do feel like this isn't actually out of the norm for him. And especially early in this round, it could play dividends for him, Humble, if he's able to hold it, which he can't so far, my man.
Oh, he goes straight for that position there. He's going to give him a few shots right now. No, he's not. He's moved to, he's going to take the back. Interesting position, and does defend it, rolls with it, which is the smart thing to do. You don't want to be getting stuck when someone's on top of you there. Couple of options to take you back. Here it is, Cyrus. Dangerous position.
Moves across, brother. Into top mount now as well. This, I mean, honestly, any position where Mandalay Silver can rain down ground and pound is a dangerous one, as we find out right there. Ballon trying to survive now, Jay. This is brutal, brother.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Bang Bang is looking really good right now. And he's not the one who initiated this. You know, he want to be on the feet, but now he's on top, so now he's happy to grapple.
He is happy to grapple. He's going to try and get back to the fence, though. He doesn't get that denial. And now he's going to get the back again. Yeah, a nice position. He manages to get to this position, though. Not much damage you can do on there, but if he does get a posture up or able to take that back.
Finally, there we go. He denied that. I was waiting for him to deny that back mount because it seemed like he was getting it out.
Oh, he gets a reversal.
And what the hell were the chances there? I was not expecting that to work. Good work for him, though.
He feinted it, didn't he? Usually that's easy to kind of stop.
I don't know if did he feint it, bro, or did he just get shut down on it?
I'm not sure. I think he feinted it and then just went back in with one, but it doesn't usually build up momentum, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh! Nice work.
Oh!
Ballon.
Oh! Hit him with the straight.
90 seconds to survive. The rest of us really confused him here.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just a little bit of frustration as well. I mean, I imagine when Bang Bang saw George Liddell standing across from him, he was expecting, you know, kind of a bit of a barn burner. And it has been that, but of course, just the Ripples 2 balance game, taking it down to the ground has, you know, paid off for him, for my money. I mean, obviously that second round he did spend quite a bit on, you know, on bottom, but when he got back up on the feet, just the takedown alone, I feel like set up some of those hands out here, Jay, and was maybe what led to him being able to get a couple of stuns towards the end of it. Never mind!
Yeah, as you're saying that, he drops him, but yeah, I think he needed them takedowns. It's a mixed martial arts fight because Bang Bang wants to just stand and bang. His name is Bang Bang for a reason, Humble.
Yeah, he's a Bang Bang, but he goes forward and tries to take your head off. That's exactly what he does. He's fantastic at it. When people laughing in the chat for me saying go to the body, you know, it's because he's known for taking your head off, Cyrus.
Yeah, well, sure, brother, for sure. I have to say, though, I mean, Bang Bang does a really good job of keeping his stamina up there for a guy that's so active in the hands. You know, it's a difficult thing to manage your stamina when you're being this active. Right now, he's being a little bit more composed, but as you see, when he lets them go, Jay, you know, it's punches in bunches. And honestly, the same could be said about Ballon here. Chuck Liddell is throwing those hands anytime he plants his feet.
Oh my God. Hey, I'm about to say, one more drop, it may be over.
Catches it back, Ballon. Ballon's got a chance.
It may be over. It's over.
He's finished him. Ballon.
Finished him. That's a great fight, but I expect nothing less from them. Like, these are two high-paced, high-action fighters. That was a great fight, guys.
It is Iceman season, Cyrus, because that was an absolute epic performance. Give him some big smacks in that one. That was a beautiful fight.
Yeah, credit where credit is due, right? Bang Bang wanted to remain undefeated this season, unable to do so here this evening up against a tough and gnarly veteran, quite clearly, and Ballon able to employ some of those veteran savvies to get the W. As you can see, Bang Bang was up on the judges' scorecards, at least going into that round, so it's been unfortunate for him. I'm sure he's going to come back focused. He's going to want it back, I imagine. And I mean, it's just interesting to note, you know, like, to highlight that we've spoken about this in the past, but going into this one, I don't know if anybody picked up on it. There was a 6-1 lead in record to Bang Bang. And like I said, it's different when the lights are on you, right? Like, you've got to turn up on that moment, and that's what Ballon was able to do here this evening. He was able to turn up in a tough fight. I mean, there was moments where it looked like he was, you know, having a lot of difficulties, especially early. But just to, honestly, I think it was the grappling. Throw that in there, Humble. I think that really, really allowed him to get into that fight nicely, and you know, and ultimately get the hand raised.
Yeah, he managed to confuse him. Well, not confuse him, sorry, but get him guessing, get him working on the ground, which I think the stamina kind of played in, so he couldn't throw as many combination punches as he wanted to, J-Dime, which then obviously it favoured in Ballon because he was throwing bursts and he was the longer fighter. He could wrestle a bit. He was doing really well. It was a very close fight, let's be real, and Bang Bang was winning it.
Yeah.
But it was a fantastic finish at the end to get to have that decision and win it.
Hey, Humble. You was just fumbling over words a second ago, but
Yeah,
it was
I did.
it was a great fight though, Humble. It was a barn burner right there. That's a great fight. I expect, especially in a fight against Bang Bang, because he fights balls to the wall. His name's Bang Bang for a reason, like I said.
100%, my man. 100%. Now, there have been some very subtle changes to the card. Unfortunately, from what I hear in the back, rank number 28 Rara up against B3 Jackson, rank number 31, is no longer on tonight's card. That one has fallen through, so we will be moving straight past that one into Hey, It's Fran, currently 2-1 in the Xbox division, I do believe, out here, Jay, and he's going to be going up a bit against DB's very own Dazinio. I think that's how you say it, Dazinio. Both guys 2-1.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, they're around the same record. They're around the same rankings right now. They've got an opportunity, one of them, to go 3-1 and to kind of separate themselves from the crowd. Going into this next section of the card, or season, sorry, after this year is over, when we kick off in January, you want to end this one with a bang. You want to kind of leave an impression in everybody's mind, because, of course, these guys are fighting now for an opportunity to find themselves on a big card as we come back into January.
Exactly that, Jay Diamond. It's going to be huge cards when we come back in January, and these guys are fighting for those positions. And also, the Grand Prix seems like it's far away, but it's not. Essentially, you want to finish in that top 15 to get into the top 16 to get in with the Grand Prix, Jay Diamond. It's something you should be striving for in prime time. It's one of our biggest events that we hold.
Yeah, facts. And the last Grand Prix we had was very good. A lot of unpredictable things happened. A lot of people won we didn't think. And I got to shout out to Ginger. That's when Ginger came into his own. That's the best Ginger I've seen in my life. I had to give him credit for that one.
PS Ginger is a different beast, bro. It's like that mythical creature. Blonde hair, Bronson, all of it, bro. Like, PS Ginger for sure.
Coming off the couch call like last week as well.
Couch call.
That's another mythical character, too.
Here we go. They've started the fight faster than we've started the commentary, because they are going at it, Jay Diamond, in the center of the octagon. 2-1 both of these guys fighting for a big spot, as we've been mentioning. Masvidal versus Conor McGregor, center of the octagon, Jay Diamond. These are going at it.
Yeah, they didn't even let us finish talking. They was already brawling when we started talking, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%, brother. 100%. 0 to 100 in 0.1. These guys leaving it all in the octagon. Humble. I have to make an early call out. Currently, Conor McGregor is doing a really good job of managing his range, and he's mixing in some body uppercuts, which honestly have been money. But he gets caught on it.
Yeah, he got caught. Elbow, what's going on?
Hey, bro, what the fuck did I just see?
Yo,
What did I just see?
How? How? That's crazy.
Yeah, that man is stretcher.
What just? No, that's actually crazy though. How?
Yeah, he said get me an ambulance, but not for me.
Wow,
Just put his lights out. That was crazy. He's literally just like, I'm hurt. No, I'm not. Bang. Look. Boop.
What?
Yeah,
He was stunned when he threw that elbow too.
Yeah, stunned elbow thrown.
Yeah, what the fuck is that elbow? That's like mythical Conor McGregor elbow, that is, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, that's my boy Conor, when he's been out of the USADA testing pool, he's been working on some things. He got a little more juice in that elbow right now.
He's sticking his arm to throw the elbow. He was like, here, have it.
Maybe he ripped it off. He was willing to beat him down with it. That was
Shit like that. I'd be so angry if I was his opponent. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? I had him hurt. 3-1 as well, Jay Dime. Flying up the ranks.
I mean, I know that was quick, but I want to see both those guys fight again. Even if it's not against each other, I want to see these guys on a live card. They started that fight so freaking quickly, and I do feel a little bit bad for Fran, just the fact that he got caught out like that, Jay. But goddamn, Dazinio, bro.
It's a brutal game, man. It's a brutal game.
He was stunned and he threw an elbow that I don't know what to say. Man. That's crazy to be.
Yeah, it was a big shot. It's a big shot, Cyrus, and it was a weird sort of animation, right?
Yeah.
But you've got to be careful in those moments. You said that them two went in it like balls to the wall, and they did. And that's the problem with going balls to the wall, unfortunately.
I mean, look, that may have only been like a minute or so long, but they threw 40 shots between them in that time. That was all that was needed to end that fight in emphatic fashion. And I mean, like, honestly, the DB boys have been doing great work as a whole, and Dezinho, I believe, is a more recent addition to them. So, you know, just to see some of their kind of new talent come onto the scene, do some good work, get a big W, I think that that's big for him and his camp. They're going to be very, very happy after that one.
Oh, that's crazy.
With that being said, the only other adjustment that we have currently to tonight's card is that STK Oracle up against Gangster is no longer happening once, or much like the ICB Rara and Jax fight. So that fight is currently scrapped, and we will be moving on to the EK
They got
Kappa
stuck in a tree?
apparently so, bro. Apparently so.
That tree always gets somebody.
Yeah, it's I hear there's an injury bug that's going around, right? Sometimes that injury bug, it crops up on these big cards. It affects a couple of the fights, and nothing can be done about it. You've heard about it in, you know, when it actually happens in MMA. It can happen virtually too. Lots can go right, lots can go wrong, but got Doc in the background echoing what you said, Jay. He got stuck up a tree. I don't know where this stuck up a tree thing got from, but I have to say, I do that mythical mighty tree is what I'm hearing from the back. But like I said, brother, it moves us on very, very swiftly to a fight that I am highly anticipating. It is EK Capalotti, an absolute wizard on UFC 4, going up against ICB Dragon. And I spoke very highly of him, Jay, in the past, and I will do again. This guy is a veteran of the scene. He continues to elevate his game. He has a fun style as well, and he's really going to bring it to Capalotti. I think Capalotti is probably the more technical of fighters, if you kind of want to traditionally technical, but there's a certain sort of craziness that ICB Dragon brings to the octagon that is impossible to prepare for.
Yeah, hey, listen to me. Right now, it looks like the world wants Capalot to win. I'm gonna read this for you. Cap by murder, cap by slaughter.
Jesus.
Like that's like right. Cap a dog. Like they want Cap to win right
when
now.
it comes to Cap, you know, these two guys are going to go at it, but you can see they've got pretty even records as well, Cyrus.
Yeah, no,
it's very good. I've watched these two compete a few times, and I've been impressed by both of these guys. They're very entertaining fighters.
Yeah, no, 100%, man, 100%. Like I said, Dragon is a guy that, you know, he gets a little bit of hate in the community, but I said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think that if you're doing it right, everybody's going to support you. And exactly. Dragon is willing to kind of go that extra mile to get the victory. It's going to be difficult, you know, like I said, in this fight for both guys, because I feel like somebody to be of the efficiency of Capalotti, you know, in terms of his striking, the techniques that he employs, that's hard to find training partners who are just that clean. But like I say, in reverse, Dragon is just wild, and he will leave it all in the octagon, even in that first round, if you give him the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. Nice spin kick to the body there, Jay Diamond. Showing his flashiness right there.
Oh, yeah, but I respected that Ige pick, especially even though this is featherweight Dustin he's going against. He still has the 5-star boxing, so I respected that Ige pick for real, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%, brother, 100%. Slips off that center line right there. He's going big right now with chambered up overhands, double uppercut, spinning back fists to boot. The problem is, Humble, that as you can see, Capalotti is keeping him on the end of that punches and is trying to time him and interrupt him as he closes that distance. And for my money, he's having a bit of success right now, although that death kick could cause some problems if he allows him to get it off again.
Yeah, well, he's throwing some beautiful combinations. I'm waiting for him to... He throws like a combination, like a two-piece, and then he throws his jab when he's right in the pocket to kind of keep his opponent. It's like an offense to stop a defense to stop an offense, essentially, Jay Diamond. It's beautiful to see because it catches his opponent coming in with two quick ones.
Yeah, and I was about to say, that spinning back fist may hit somebody. That is a dangerous move right there. If you throw it enough, you may hit something, Cyrus.
Yeah, and what he's doing as well is intelligent out here. He's going like 1-2 and then throwing it behind it. So he's trying to get that block down so the spinning back fist bleeds through. It does cause big amounts of damage, and you know, a lot of the time you're catching people as they're trying to step off after the 1-2 as well. So Capalotti's a smart man out here, Humble. I don't think he's gonna, you know, too obviously jump into something like that, but just putting it out there causes there to be limited options for, you know, defensive movements out of Poirier.
Ooh. Yeah, nice work right there. You are right. He's got to watch what he's doing defensively, right? He's got to make sure that he's looking at sidestep, but also he's slowly building up pressure because you can kind of manage the space for that and sidestep it, I was about to say, and catch someone there. So he's doing a good job of kind of managing the space at the moment, trying to sidestep that and leaving Dragon vulnerable essentially.
Ooh, hook. But yeah, right now, Dan Ige, that's over. Hey, once you get your head kicked ducked, you think the fight is over. Like, that's a scary thing to do.
I mean, kind of basically is at this moment, Jay. I mean, it's not quite over yet, but Capellotti is absolutely capitalizing on that massive moment, gets the rock, continues to pour on the pressure. You can see the Dragon doesn't give a shit on you, though, Humble, and he's willing to get back into the fire to try and get some damage off of his own.
Yeah, I'm really liking what I see from Capellotti there as well. He put his foot on the gas and started trying to finish the fight when he should, because fighting's all this, well, UFC 4 is all about momentum, J Diamond, you know, getting the momentum and keeping it and kind of riding the wave. Oh, as long as you can is really important, but he gets caught right there. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, the pace Dan Ige fighting at is crazy, though. He's fighting at a frantic pace right now, and you're right. It's a game of momentum. A lot of things, not even just UFC, but a lot of things, a lot of sports, it's a game of momentum. Everyone has a run. But you can turn that around. Momentum's a hell of a drug, Cyrus.
That it is, man. That it is. I honestly, I feel like, especially somebody like Dragon, he is not so much a confidence fighter, he is a momentum fighter for sure. This is a badass start to round 2 out here, though. And Capellotti is a man that once he gets a lead, continues to, form that distance between him and his opponent. Do you say it's disrespectful?
No, this is a great performance, J Dan. This is like perfect. Exact every shot is perfect. He's looking for a highlight finish. He's trying to send his opponent home with an awful present, essentially. But if he gets caught again, you need to be careful. Dragon's still dangerous.
Yeah, he got some Hail Marys in him, but he's getting beat up right now. Like, he's getting punched every time he comes to the Oh my gosh, he's getting punched out, Cyrus.
Yeah, the fundamentals are shining through from Dustin Poirier here this evening. EK Capellotti doing himself and his team proud. Dragon trying to get something back, but he's having all he can handle and some.
Hey, ref, stop the fight. Ref, stop this fight. Referee, you're supposed to protect the fighter. Either his trainer got to throw in a towel or stop this fight. Ref,
man.
Stop the fight already. Don't let him get...
Capellotti looking for the forced stoppage right now.
There we go.
The referee.
He was already done a long time ago. Why he wait so long?
Let it be a warrior.
Man.
Of course it was her, bro. Of course it was her.
Come on.
Herb was smoking. I'm telling you now. Herb was smoking at the side of the... I seen him. He was smoking at the side of the cage. He couldn't get there fast enough. He had to put his cigarette out first.
Truly, though, fundamentals there from Capellotti were phenomenal, man. I said it going into this fight, it's hard to prepare for somebody like Dragon because he is so wild, but when you keep all of your ducks in a line, when you are as fundamentally sound, and honestly, he pitched a basically perfect game here this evening. Capellotti did out there, J-Dime. Just his ability to kind of stay composed in some high intensity situations.
Man, it was competitive early, but after a while, Herb Dean should have stopped it. Dustin Poirier in that second round was just taking over, kept dropping him. Dan Ige became his punching bag, and I'm more mad at Herb Dean than anything.
I think, I can understand that, bro. I can understand that. Herb was slacking just a little bit there for sure. How many freaking punches did he have to rain down from that ground and pound position? It was absolutely insane, bro. Like, I maybe counted 15 of those things. Like,
it was super necessary, at the end of the day.
That was not necessary. He was already done.
We're in this to hurt each other. It's the hurt game. It's not the...
But that was a corpse. Game. He was dead already.
This is what it's about. This is what you put your life on life for. What I want to see is...
He's trying to punch him back alive.
This is the modern day Coliseum right now. The modern day Coliseum. I want to see this. But as this card's picking up steam, Cyrus, it's picking up absolute, like a steam train going through at the moment. It's got some amazing fights. We've got that Naz Trickzzy fight, we've got Cole Smudger fight. All these fights on the card. The next fight is an absolute banger as well. It's going to be Amazon versus Smoke. These two are very highly ranked fighters at the moment in the PlayStation division, and I believe these two are looking for number 18, number 22, looking for a big spot, because a win here gets you a massive fight.
Yeah. Yeah, truly, bro, truly. This is the precipice of big opportunities to come from both guys, and they understand that Amazon is a guy that's been around the scene forever. It feels like, you know, in the best possible way. He is active as all hell, takes fights on short notice, and generally is a guy that will fight anybody, anytime. He is going up against somebody that's a little bit newer to the promotion. Smoke's been around the the competitive scene for a while, a little bit newer to Primetime MMA. This has been is this his first season? Humble, I'm going to chuck it to you. Do you know? I believe it's his first season.
I don't believe it is. No, I think he had last season as well. I think he joined late last season. But
okay.
I was about to say right there, he didn't ban Cody, Cyrus. He didn't ban Cody.
But, yeah. Well, we'll see if that's a mistake. Honestly, I've seen some guys recently saying that their ban is no ban, and that's madness to me. Like you got
loads do it. They don't utilize it.
Yeah. Especially on the lower end of the cards. It's normally a little bit as you get up the card, it becomes less and less popular, but. Right now, this is going to be a case here, J-Dime, much like the last round. In this one, Smoke needs to be picture perfect in his defense. He needs to be fundamentally sound because the power, the speed that King Amazon's going to bring to the table with the hands of Cody Garbrandt is fucking terrifying.
Yeah, but if you don't ban Cody, who are you ban? Who else would you use your ban on? That's 4-star.
They'll say no ban. That's what
they'll say.
They said no ban and hope the other person.
Man, you gotta work smarter, man. Yeah. I'd ban him.
But especially because the other guy gets the first pick as well, right? Like, it's like, that's your only... I don't know.
Picking John Dodson, is he? You know what I mean? Like, you know, who you
like
picking?
John Dodson on this game. He's underrated on here.
I know, but you're not picking Cody Garbrandt. You're not picking John Dodson over Cody Garbrandt. You know, Cody Garbrandt's got a 98 power.
He can do everything, though. He just doesn't have a chin at all. He's got everything else.
This Cross Smoke, we've seen it in the past. His grappling is normally very, very much on point. He tends to kind of shut down his opponents when he gets them to the mat. And of course, a little bit of an underrated part of an Barau's game is his grappling. But Cody takes his back, don't you, Humble? I was not expecting that.
Jiu-jitsu. He did really well to take it. And now he's going to use a bit of his wrestling, you know. Oh, rolling knee coming in. Oh, interesting. Not going to get it. He's not going to get it.
He started
board, you know.
He's not going to get that. But have we ever seen Cody grappling before? I just think it's so hard to take him down. You'll never. Yeah, I know he was a good high school wrestler, but I'm saying that even if his grappling wasn't the best, we'll never know. People can't get him down, Cyrus.
Yeah, no. Part of it is obviously his wrestling pedigree, right? But honestly, it's because he's so, flight of foot. He's so light on his feet. He moves so freaking well. What he did to Dominic Cruz should be illegal.
Wait. That's the best bantamweight of all time for that one. For that one fight, that's the best bantamweight of all time. That
reach. What he did there, like he was truly in the Matrix, right? We take the mic and say, but he was in the Matrix that fight. This one, however, we are getting to see some of that grappling. This is a bit surprising for me personally, to be perfectly honest with you. I was not expecting Amazon to be as heavily engaged in the grappling. I know that he does it from time to time, Humble, but against somebody like Smoke, who, has good number of minutes under his belt on the mat and has shown that he is incredibly dangerous there, to just hold him down here is obviously almost like an ego thing, but it's paying off for him. He's saying, like, I'm as good, if not better, via my ground game, basically.
Exactly what you just said right there as well. I think he realizes it's a close fight, so he's trying to build some points and momentum himself. And he's thinking, if I goes back to the feet, maybe I get taken down again, or I give him the opportunity to take me down again, so he can win the end of that round, or I just take matters into my own hands and try and stay on top and land some beautiful ground pound. I think that's what he did right there. He chose to try and take matters into his own hands, J-Dime.
Yeah, but I gotta take this time to shout out to Let There Be Light, my brother. Thank you for the raid. I knew Cyrus was going to get to it. I wanted to get to it first, though. But we appreciate the love at PT. We appreciate you, like.
Yeah, we appreciate everybody, Cyrus, in this community who comes along and puts the time and effort into us, and we work really hard, but at the same time, we love doing it because of these people.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. This community is absolutely fantastic. Through the pain and the anguish, it is a beautiful community to be a part of. Legends like Let There Be Light, obviously been putting in work for the longest times, man. Guy's fantastic. I have to say, as he said, brother, this card is freaking stacked, and these guys are doing all they can to etch out the victory in this one. Smoke VS said, okay, you got some of that grappling off last round, Jay? Not this one, brother. I'm going to take you down, end up on top, and make you work for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, this is low-key. These two fighters are a really good matchup. This is a really cool matchup, and it's been a really good fight so far, Humble.
Yeah, exactly that. These two are really doing well. It's not your usual fight, though. Renbrell kind of a striker, Cody Garbrandt kind of a striker. You'd expect a bit of it on the feet, Cyrus, but it seems that both guys fancy their chances on the ground. They're trying to really get some dominance on there. And Smoke won't let off. Like, Smoke will continue trying to go for the ground. And so he should. He's a fantastic grappler. He's a better in top control and in positions like this than he is on the bottom.
Yeah.
Cody.
I mean, you know, the ability to HUD watch, people have got really good at it now, and I think that might be what we've just saw from Smoke right there. He shut down 2 transitions instantly, and this, my God, is going to be a close one, I do think. I mean, kind of fucked it up a little bit, but he was tracking good to start with.
He did mess that up. If he would have, never mind. That was a good attempt, but yeah, he let that one go.
Maybe dropped the ball just a little bit, but he's still in a dominant position, moving quickly, trying to take that back minute by minute here. I mean, Smoke's showing his pedigree right here, but Amazon's hanging in there, brother. I mean, we saw what he was able to do in the last round, Humble. I'm sure that he feels that if he can get back up or turn this position around, he's going to be on to a winner, but Smoke is working him in this round really, really nicely.
Important position right here. Is he going to get it? No. Excellent work. And this is where he's got to really go to work. He's got to really put it on him, because at the moment he could be down with that 2-3 minutes of grappling. King Amazon has got to go after it to try and win the end of this round, J-Dan.
Yeah, this is a great fight. And I feel like, double uppercut. I don't know how people get hit with a double uppercut, though. Nice. That's like, you should be able to pull the second one.
Right, he ducked, he pulled, didn't land the counter, but looking good for the timing of Smoke VS right now. Amazon looking a tiny bit frustrated that he didn't get that round, but now getting some good work off of his own, chopping at those leg kicks, being a bit dirty with the clinch out here, Humble, just variating his approach a bit.
Well, he got to get off the...
Being conservative as well, Jay, like he's not throwing too much, you know, he's kind of picking his shots and... big shot right there. He needs to be careful he doesn't throw something too obvious. Smoke has had a bad end to this round. I think the damage has come through as well from King Amazon. Yeah. He's definitely evened it out, in my opinion.
He has to get off that cage. I'm going to be real. He got to fight off that cage, because if Cody traps him on that cage and maybe wraps, because you know about the power of Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah. I mean, that's heat seekers in those hands. You don't see too many bantamweights, hit like Francis Ngannou. Maybe not there. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but he hits hard for the, for the smaller guys for sure, man. Got a lot, walk-off knockouts in this sort of weight class is a tough thing to get.
Yeah,
let's go. Hold on, Humble. Hold on. AV8RQ with the biddies, with the 300 biddies. Welcome to prime time, and we appreciate that.
Man said this is quite possibly the coolest thing I've ever seen on Twitch.
Yeah.
All of the evenings, way to go, fellas. Honestly, like I said, the support that we get from this community is absolutely sensational. Each and every one of you mean the world, my man. And these guys putting on one hell of a show to keep AV8RQ going out here.
Yeah, definitely. And if you are new to Prime Time as well, welcome to the show. It's Prime Time 80 this evening, Cyrus. We've got some banger fights going on. None other than the one we're watching right now. But this card is absolutely stacked, and these guys are giving it the all to try and win this evening.
Yes, sir. And if you want to get involved, as Ginger Streams has put in the chat, join that Discord link and try to show your skills. Spar with the guys in the back out here, Jay. Or obviously just talk shit about MMA. A little bit for everybody in Prime Time MMA.
Yeah. And you know what I've noticed from Smoke? I think Smoke has noticed that he may have, now he's on his back, but he thought he had a grappling advantage because he's been initiating this grappling, this whole fight. Like, that's Amazon weakness right there, Humble.
Yeah, he won't let up. He will not let up, but at the moment, you've got...
Well, no. I think he may know something. He may know something.
You can't go for the rear naked though, so the most OP moves kind of taken out there. I've heard that the Kimura's been a bit as well, or I can't remember which one, but be interested to see if any fighters start going for that one. He's back on top. He's got 2 minutes to work. I don't know what the scorecards are saying, Cyrus. I don't know who's winning this fight.
Yeah, I honestly, this is so close. If I was the corner of either one of these fighters, I'd be calling for a finish right now. We've seen it too many times, Jay. In fact, we saw it a little bit earlier on this evening. You could be, in your mind, winning 2 of those 3 rounds decisively, and the judges could be thinking something completely else, and they may be thinking it unanimously as well, brother. So, you need finishes anytime you can.
That's why you don't leave it in the judge's hands, because what y'all say? That's the most accurate part of the game, the judging.
Yeah,
How
it
bad
is.
the judging is. Because last week in the UFC, we may have seen something that was a little questionable. I'm not going to say what, but whatever y'all opinion is on that fight, I agree. But yeah, the judging is the most accurate part of this game.
I love it, brother. I love it.
Ooh!
Yeah, shout out to go on, Jay. I'm gonna let you do it.
Shout out to him again with the 1,000 bits, man. I'm just smiling. I appreciate him because he just joined the Primetime family and he's already showing so much love. Like, we appreciate that here.
Yeah,
100%. These two guys in the center of the octagon, Cyrus. These two men. Give us 3 hard rounds. And look at this. He's got him in the air. He's going to slam him down. I don't know who's won the fight, Cyrus. I thought about you.
It's a great fight.
My ass cheeks are going in this decision right now. They're clamped together. I don't know what's happening. I'm shitting myself, essentially. If I'm an even fighter, I think I might have lost this fight.
Yeah, I think we did just get a flash of it right there for a moment, but it was a closely contested bout for sure. I mean, if you guys didn't see it, I think I may as well just tell you, all right? Like Cody Garbrandt.
No.
He's ended it.
Is he ended it?
He's ended it. Yeah.
What the hell? That's like giving the kid.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
That's not you, Cyrus. That's not you, Cyrus. That's the fire. That's like telling a kid who's coming downstairs his Christmas present before he opens it. Come on.
Oh, do you know what? I've switched across from it now, but these guys are now actually showing it, so we will switch. Never mind. We were going to switch back. They've gone. They've gone now.
Who won first?
Cody Garbrandt won that fight. Amazon won that fight, my man. And I know that Smoke wasn't too happy about it. He was having a little flick through the, a little bit of a flick through each round there. They were close-ass rounds.
Amazon won?
Yeah, Amazon won, bro. Amazon won.
How do you feel about
that? Whatever your opinion is, I agree. But no, that was a great fight. All jokes aside, that was a great fight. That could have went either way. To be honest with you,
that's what I mean. Yeah, I think that's a lot fight in the second and third round. But
don't leave it in the judge's hands. Is how I feel.
We said it. Yeah, we said that during the fight. Like I'm going for a finish. If I wouldn't know, it's such a close fight, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, exactly right, brother. We were literally saying it in that last round there that ultimately you cannot in no way, shape or form allow the judges to play a part in the result. If you do, then you've got to put your hands up and just let it go the way it goes, right? Either way, it was an entertaining fight. I think that both guys showed a good account of themselves, and I, for one, am going to be interested to see what they're able to do to kick off the next year. Obviously, it's not the end of the season, it's just the end of the year, and we will be coming back, so these records all mean a massive amount before we go into this holiday break ahead. With that being said, my man, we do actually have the featured fight of the prelim, between two guys that are incredibly active out here, Jay. They have put together a lot of performances. Quick maths between it, I think that they've put on roughly 18 to 20 fights in Primetime MMA between the two guys. Ranked number 9, Proper Stee, up against Kante, ranked number 13. Top 15, and we said it earlier, my man. If they can pick up a victory here, keep themselves in that top 15 come the end of the season, they're in with that opportunity of getting themselves, they're in with an opportunity of getting themselves into that Grand Prix, if not trying to get a title fight to end out the season.
Yeah, but I feel like what you just said is going through their head right now, so the pressure's on somebody. You could either fold, or you could let that pressure, you could use that pressure as motivation.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. Now, these guys are just getting set up, and a quick note, of course, Humble is fighting as the first card of the main, or the first fight of the main card, so he has jumped out for this one. It'll be myself and, of course, the legendary J-Dime TV taking it forward from here. I am getting a little bit of a word from the back that they are almost ready to go. I understand out here, Jay, that we are going to be seeing, of course, in flyweight for this one.
Ooh, flyweight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not sure what their picks are going to be. Obviously, flyweight is a bit of a different weight class. 4-star rating is normally what we employ on the prelims. Not only 4-star fighters, but of course, flyweight is not exactly the deepest of divisions.
Yeah, there's only like 10 fighters.
Yeah, exactly. So they're allowed everybody. I'm getting word that it's going to be Henry Cejudo up against Kai Kara France. That's a spicy mix-up, to say the least.
Yeah, that's a great matchup, and I never thought I'd see Henry return to flyweight. Henry's a little heavy these days. He's a little chunky these days.
A little heavy, just a tad heavy, right?
Just a tad bit, just a few pounds.
Well, here we are, brother. Here we are. They are there. They are ready to go. And we're about to see what happens. I mean, Kante is a guy that predominantly, for what I've seen from him, has actually liked to strike. But I do feel like Henry Cejudo hits hard in this weight class. But if you're picking Henry and not wrestling, are you missing the trick, Jay? I feel like you're missing the trick if you're not wrestling with Henry.
Yeah. You don't have to only wrestle, but you have to mix in the wrestling because it becomes a trickier puzzle to solve because you're doing more than just one thing. You're not one-dimensional. And Henry's an Olympic gold medalist when it comes to wrestling, too. He's very dominant on the mat, and he has no Sotogari trip, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really, really good point, bro. That's a really good point. That trip, it can be a game changer in fights because it comes out so quick. A lot of people struggle to get that or to defend that shit.
Yeah, because sometimes if you're just having a normal fight, you're standing up, it comes out of nowhere. And you got to be quick to deny it. And a lot of people don't do it. But you can prevent those Sotogari if you just switch stances. Yeah,
exactly. In fact, that was called out last event, right? If you switch that stance, kind of take it away from them. Some people do struggle to fight out their alternate stances, though, which kind of is a bit of a limitation if that's applies to yourself. These guys, however, starting out very quickly. I don't know if we're going to see any grappling. These guys maybe already throwing 25, 30 strikes between them.
Yeah, you say that now, but I feel like he's going to think it's a striking match. And Henry's just going to throw in the grappling out of nowhere.
I said it, as we led into the fight, but Kante just not known for his grappling. You are completely right that he may try to surprise us, and if he does, then of course Henry Cejudo is the guy to do it with. But he is known for those wild ass combinations out here, Jay. He likes to load up on them quite large, like get the straight into the lead overhand, kind of flurries to the body, and that can sometimes get him caught. But the big duck, how did he not clip him with a counter, man?
Yeah, I thought when he ducked that, he had a free body shot. I thought he hit him in the body. But yeah, that's interesting. But this is one thing I like and hate about flyweight. They're so fast. Like, do you see the speed they're moving at? They're fighting at like 100 miles per hour, and they're not tired at all.
Yeah, honestly, it's difficult to keep up and commentate against them. It's even more difficult when you're in there fighting as one of these guys. It's a bit next level, the speed that they bring. I mean, some people think that they don't hit hard as well, but these two guys, are finishers. Out of all of the guys in the weight class, these two guys have a number of finishes on their resume, and Henry Cejudo, for a pocket-sized dude, tends to hit pretty hard.
You're talking about pocket-sized dude.
I mean, is he not? Am I wrong, bro? Am I wrong?
Yeah, they go to grappling, but a lot of these short fighters they're like stocky and really powerful. They're really compact. And, you could look at him and tell he got some power in his hands.
Yeah, lower center of gravity does have some advantages, of course, getting in on those double legs. Like you say, typically some of the smaller guys are a little bit more explosive, and that's because, of course, they have to make up for that deficit. They have to cover that distance. I mean, in this fight, Kai Kara-France, who is not a big guy himself, is quite clearly has a sizable advantage of him in terms of reach and height. Catches him right there with the right hand. Can he get the finish? The head movement keeping Kante in it.
Yeah, and I feel like Henry should go back to wrestling. He should set up some takedowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe throwing out a little ankle pick out there, the Osotogari, if he can. But those uppercuts coming out fairly quickly from Kai Kara-France, and I feel like it's keeping him honest and maybe kind of putting him off trying to shoot in for those legs.
Yeah, and people forget about how good Kai is. Kai was so close to getting that interim title against Brandon Moreno. He was winning that fight, and Brandon Moreno hit him with that body shot, but it looked like it was going to be Kai Kara-France fight, but it's a game of inches, Cyrus.
Exactly right, brother, exactly right. Narrowest of margins for your mistakes in mixed martial arts, and the spinning breakfast lands to end the round. You see Henry Cejudo pulling that punch, but he was on shaky legs, my man. Shaky-ass legs.
Yeah, it's so fast-paced, this flyweight. That's why it's just good and bad. They fight so fast. Mm-hmm. Anything can happen in this division, too. But I think Henry needs to use some of the wrestling because Kai has obviously had the advantage, and he has hurt him.
Yeah, exactly right. And honestly, something interesting to know. I know that you've heard me talk about this probably at nauseum at this point, Jay, but Proper Steve is a guy that I have always known as the comeback guy, right? He normally gets destroyed for about a round or two and then finds a way to rally for a victory and get that finish. In this one, he's actually coming out and he's solidly up in the first round, which almost makes me a little worried for him because, when he starts so strong, you've got to keep that momentum up for the full fight should it go there.
I think that's good for him. That's scary because in his head, usually he has to come back. If he's starting already ahead, that's great for his confidence right there, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Exactly right. These 1-2s, the spinning back fist, we saw it earlier from Dragon. He pops out that 1-2, he gets the block down, he throws that spinning back fist out there, and it's fucking difficult to avoid, man, as Kante is finding out right here. There's a lot of time in the second round, Jay. You can see these guys trying to rally for it, but the damage is actually starting to mount up on proper Steve as he gets sat down with a slip straight.
That's beautiful. That's what Kante needed now. It's a game of momentum. Now it looks like he has the lead in his second round after losing the first. He needed this. Now he got to keep pushing forward and keep using his momentum that he has right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly. For my money, Kai France Property actually maybe throwing a little bit too many kicks right now, especially on the inside, and Cejudo is looking to counter that. But after a big rock, that he knows that the damage is present, but he can't get out of the way. He can't get out of the way.
This is over. Oh, it's not. Okay, I gotta stop saying this over because it never ends when I say that.
But honestly, it's not on you, bro. They're finishing sequences for sure. It's just these guys are so fucking inept at being able to, defend when it matters the most.
Oh.
Sits him down again, but I don't even know if this is it, bro. Like, Prophecy's gonna find a way once again as he ducks it.
Oh, he threw.
The comeback kid.
He didn't sold the bag. I'm not gonna lie. He may have just sold the bag. He sold it. He sold it when he threw that head kick. Once you get that head kick ducked, it is over. And I'm hurt for him because he was doing his thing in that round. But once he got the head kick ducked, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, wait,
he threw the bag away.
Bro, this is what Prophecy does. He does it every time, man. Like, you do one thing that you shouldn't, this guy gonna capitalize on it. I'm surprised he started as well as he did, but the moment, do you see what I mean? The moment he got hurt is the moment that he wins the fight. It's madness. He needs to get rocked to find the finish. It's an obvious pattern that I'm seeing in Prophecy's performances.
Yeah, that's a great performance. But listen to me. I need somebody to investigate Kante for throwing the bag like that. No, seriously, because
you think he's out Krause?
He threw that. I think James Krause got something to do with this. Okay, so this is what happened. He was doing good. He'd start take over the second round.
Yeah,
he throws that head kick. He had just stunned him a second ago. He throws that head kick. He threw that fight. Someone paid him. I can't prove it, but someone paid him.
Well, the Athletic Commission and the kind of betting regulatory bodies will be investigating, I am sure. But either way, Proper Steve gets his hand raised once again in the unlikeliest of situations, ducking that head kick after getting his head rang with a couple of combinations. What a way to call an end to the featured prelim of this evening, and of course we have some sensational fights lined up ahead of us. But for myself and J Dime, for a couple of moments at least, that is it, and we will be back to call the rest of the fights. We are going to be handing it across to the ever legendary Doctor Who in the back, and iGoat BP, the man, the myth, the legend himself. These guys are going to give us a little bit of a breakdown over the fights that have just happened, and of course the ones that we have upcoming. Mr. Humbledink is going to be up next, up against Kai. I cannot wait for it. Doc, what do you have for us going into this one, brother?
We have two main events pretty much with BFAP Trickzzy versus Naz, Cole versus Smudger. Cole with the upset from last week. That's going to be one hell of a fight. Kai versus Humble will start us off with the main card. And even as you look from between the co-main event and the Humble fight, it is stacked.
Oh, yeah, man. 1,000%. I mean, you see... Just looking from the main event all the way to Humble Dink, you got Pigeon in there, you got KM Intro fighting against KM Donner, you got Bang Bang Trials, them Bang Bang boys love to fight, going against MBK Goat, who's climbing them leaderboards. Man, you got just top-notch talent here at this main card.
Yeah, you mentioned Pigeon Scout. He did lose to Naz, who's now fighting for that title shot, but even get a win against Concept. That's going to be a massive fight for him. If you go look at the Donner fight, though, that's interesting. That's camp-on-camp action. But it should also be noted that Donner's just joined KM. So will Intro know his style? Or is it going to be still relatively new there?
Yeah, that's going to be a very good matchup. They're both ranked in the top 10. They're both 5-3 so far at prime time. It's going to be a welterweight clash, and Donner is new to KM. So like you just pointed out, it's going to be interesting to see if these two have spars, if they do have a history, if Intro is able to take some of their former games and use that to their advantage, or is Donner just so new that maybe Intro doesn't have a read on him, Donner doesn't have a read on Intro, and these two are going to be going at it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's going to be that anticipated fight for that. Then moving on from that, you got B3 Trials. Now, this man is a former champion. I want to say he relinquished his belt. He's never actually lost his belt. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that is the case. So he's never actually lost the title defense. He has took a step away on a few occasions, and so he's no longer competed due to that. Now he's starting to make his return. He's 2-0, looking to make that 3-0 against MBK Goat. Now, MBK Goat was in a contender fight last week. No, he was on a contender for the contender last week against Vuk. And that fight was planned to leave up. Vuk did win, so Goat's on the loss, but now he's starting another dangerous opponent in Trials, and he's got to really come back here.
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, like you said, Trials never lost his belt, relinquished the belt, and right now he's number 13, but he's 2-0, and we've seen Goat. He put up a great fight last week against Vuk. They had a back and forth. Although Vuk did take it, Goat is still ranked in the top 10. He's at number 7. They're having a lightweight clash here, and this is really going to show who's the top of the talent here. You got Trials, who doesn't quite have as many fights, but has 0 losses. And we got Goat, who's been very consistent, 10 fights this season, trying to keep his claim and trying to keep his name to that top 10 rank.
Yeah, and then from that, after that fight, you go into a really hell of a fight. There's no two ways about it. These two are two men who are always at the top of their games, always at the top of division. Caliber's known as the man who is a replacement. He will step into any fight, anytime, any notice, anywhere, and he will fight. Dave, on the other hand, the amount of times this man has had a title shot probably outweighs the number of times he's fought on the main card. He's just constantly there, constantly battering every single person he can get his hands on, and then goes to fight for the title. But he's just Trickzzy. He's just sometimes one step ahead. But that makes sense. They're part of the same camp. They're BFAP, and from the BFAP camp, as you saw in the featured prelim in Kante, if I'm not mistaken, they're the BFAP boys. They know how to play. It's just sometimes they just can't get one last mark on the books.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. And Dirty Dave here, he's 8-2. He's number 1 in the rankings. And KM Caliber, like you've been saying, man, no slouch, 6-2, number 4 in the rankings, and they're going at it at featherweight. And you can see just from this main card, just a little shout out to KM. I mean, you have KM Intro, KM Donner, and KM Caliber, all 3 fighting on this main card. So shout out to KM. They've definitely been putting in their work. But that's going to be a crazy, crazy fight there to determine who's possibly going to get that next shot for the title. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy fight indeed. Maybe not for the title, who's particularly sure. You've got a lot of the division. Again, you've got to get through this entire main card, see where everybody levels out, and then maybe it'll be a title shot, maybe it's not. Dave is coming off a title loss, though, so maybe he's going to need a couple of wins. It'll be interesting to see. Following on from that fight, it's going to be the co-main event, which you can argue just should be main event number 2. It's Cole versus Smudger. Cole came out last week, a late replacement. Dino's got stuck up a tree, had a couple of energy problems, couldn't get his chainsaw working to cut down the branches, and ended up having to be replaced with Cole. And Cole came out and looked killer. He looked unstoppable against a guy who was unstoppable. Cole giving him his own loss, coming out looking absolutely fantastic, and this is what he did.
Yeah, 1,000%, man. One thing that me and Cyrus was just continuing to talk about last week was the fact that Smudger had not really been put in danger. I mean, he was 10-0. He had not really come close to losing. And then Cole, who comes in on late notice, really just put it on him, implemented a great game plan. His stamina management was top here, and he hands Smudger his first loss. But of course, when you go on a dominant reign like that, you go 10-0, you defend the belt as many times as he did, you're of course going to get that immediate rematch. So it's going to be very interesting. And I think Cyrus did say it earlier, it would almost be more impressive to me if Cole can beat Smudger twice than the upset that he had last week. If he can put that exclamation mark on Smudger, that would be extremely impressive. But like you said, man, that's debatable of a main event too. I mean, that's going to be a banger fight right there.
Yeah, that's probably people's most anticipated fight of this evening, but that is not to dismiss by any nature of our main event of this evening. BFAP Trickzzy versus Naz. Naz versus Trickzzy have gone back and forth. Naz giving Trickzzy one of his losses. Trickzzy returned. I don't think actually Trickzzy's ever fought Naz. Naz lost his belt to Donna, who's on our main card tonight, and I don't think they ever clashed into each other. I'm pretty sure it was Donna versus Keza, and then Donna versus Trickzzy to then get Trickzzy holding back the belt. Actually, I don't think these two have ever fought within a kind of title match. I could be wrong on that factor. So that's going to be a very interesting time. Naz coming out. He was the one who picked the weight as a contender. You get to pick the weight class, but then the challenger champion gets the first pick with no fighter bans on the part. It adds another aspect, and it's all about making sure you're at a weight class you're comfortable with, even with a second pick here.
100%. And did you say neither one of them banned a fighter? Nobody banned fighters?
In title fights, no fighters are banned.
Yeah, of course, title fights there. That's going to be an interesting and an amazing fight. Everyone, if you're in the UFC community, you know about Naz. I mean, he's just had a dominant reign across multiple leagues. And this season in primetime, he's number 2 ranked right now, 8-3. They're fighting at lightweight, as you said. And Trickzzy, who's won the belt recently, 9-1. And is the champion here, so this should be a phenomenal main event. 9-1, 8-3. Both of these guys are consistent. Both of these guys are showing up to fight every week, in and out. And this should be a banger of a main event.
Yeah, these boys are like from top to bottom, main card to the bottom of the prelims. Every one of these guys shows up each and every Saturday night, Friday night, Friday event cards, and they look absolutely killer. No two ways about it whatsoever. They are just coming out here, putting on a show, and making that primetime guarantee go.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And just to kind of circle back through what we've seen so far, you know, just seeing from the prelims, we've already seen, I mean, just amazing fights. Everything from Balin upset and Bang Bang. That one, I mean, hardly nobody saw that coming in. And a fight that was looking like it was going Bang Bang's way. And then out of nowhere, Balin, a crazy elbow, wins that fight. What did you think about that fight?
Yeah, you have to be crazy, but if you want to talk about elbows, if I'm not mistaken, Denzinho, with his elbow, he just comes out of nowhere, gets stunned, and then clobbers him around the head. If you want to have a knockout performance of the night, it's just, that's a fight to pay attention to. I know Balon got the upset there, but if you're going to talk about elbows, you've got to mention Denzinho here.
1,000%. I mean, like you said, he got rocked. While he was rocked, slipped or pulled back. Bam! While he's rocked, lands that elbow and goes in to finish that fight, man. I mean, that was a crazy comeback win. It was starting to go away, pulls it right back with that pull elbow. But we had a lot of great fights. I mean, we had Amazon versus Smoke, where it looked like Smoke was starting to find his way. Turns out Amazon wins that decision. We had Steve versus Conte. I mean, we had amazing fights here in this prelim.
Yeah, well, it all started off with Broomstick versus SMB Hayes. No actual relation to SMB, by the way. It's just he was around before the formation of EK's offshoot of SMB, so just bear with it. A lot of camp names, there's only so much you can come to similar. But either way, that's a fight to start off with. Both stuns either way, about 4 stuns, I want to say, in the first round, and that just continued on for the rest of the prelims. Here go.
Yeah, man. I mean, Broomstick and Hayes, they really set the pace for this fight card. They came out swinging, and they came out to put on a performance, and they did exactly that. Bang Bang followed in with Balin. They put on a performance. I mean, every fight has just continued to live up to the standards, and it's just what makes primetime so great, man. The competitors understand that when the spotlight is on, you got to come and put on that performance, put on that primetime performance, and that's what these guys are looking to do today.
And that's what we love saying about all these fighters every time, with names like Bang Bang, Dezinho, Kante, Donna, Intro, Dave, Caliber, Balon, Broomstick. All of these names are just so good at what they do. They come out here, put on performance after performance, whether you're on the prelims, whether you're on the main card, whether you're just in the main event or the co-main event, which honestly tonight, probably my most anticipated fight of this evening, not gonna lie, go.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, man. Just after seeing last week, after seeing Cole give Smudger that first loss, it's really going to make this rematch just all the much better.
Yeah, it is. And so, with that, we're going to give it back to Jay and Looney for Mr. Humble Dinksight versus Kai. This has been the Analysis Booth, and have a good rest of the card.
We are back, Jay. We are back, my man. Without further ado, yes, sir. The main card, brother. The main card, Primetime 80, final card of this year. It is not too often that we see Humble on these cards. Of course, he's busy with the busy in the commentary booth, basically on these Saturday events, and a lot of the time we see him on our fight nights. It is an absolute pleasure, brother, to be able to call one of his fights once again, and he has a worthy ass opponent here this evening in Kai. 3-1 right now, trying to make some waves like he has in some previous seasons.
Yeah, and this could be a really telling fight because they're 5-5 against each other. This is the tiebreaker right here. So I hope Humble's not shitting his pants because Kai is really good, and you know what I'm saying, may the best man win this.
Yeah, exactly right, brother. Kai, man, his grappling is fucking phenomenal for the most part. I believe Kai is Marvin Vettori in this one. We know that Humble is a sensational striker, but we have seen him get a little bit frustrated in the past with some people who are heavy on the grappling side of things. We'll have to see if Kai is going to implement that. You've got to imagine he's going to as he shoots for the first one, although easily denied by Humble.
Yeah, because Storm had success laying on top of Humble. He had success dominating grappling exchanges, and Humble got mad about that, right?
Yeah.
So let's see if Humble has worked on his takedown defense, worked on his bottom game.
Well, right. See, so far, I mean, he's definitely been working on the takedown defense, and he lands the flying freaking knee as he goes in for it. Kai rocked and damaged, but still composed, trying to work his own way back into this fight. But Humble looking good early out here, Jay.
Oh, and now Kai is... Oh, and Humble stamina's low. Yeah, I was going to say, now Kai's throwing his own, too. This is going to be a great fight, but Humble has to stay away from the cage if he want to deny these takedowns. And Kai's doing the right thing, trying to cut the cage. He's trying to put him on that cage, but Humble's not letting it happen.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. Look at that takedown defense followed by the flying knee. He is getting active early, trying to punish Kai for dipping that head. But I have to say, Kai is doing a really good job of just being a little bit unpredictable with his striking, going to the body, going to the head out here, Jay. And you can see that Humble's hands are starting to like flicker down a little bit, just kind of in anticipation of that next shot, because it only really takes one from Kai.
Yeah, that takedown threat. Oh my goodness. I was about to say it makes the striking even better, but Humble does not care about that. Humble is swinging, and Humble's here to make a statement. He is tired of y'all whooping his ass, and he wants to make a statement, Cyrus.
Yeah, he said, I ain't about that wrestling here today.
Oh, another knee.
One. Oh, bro. I'm sorry. That is composure right there. He threw that 4-5 piece. He knew his stamina was low. Why risk it when he can just back off, keep this momentum up? It's a smart move, brother, especially against a grappler who is there to take you into those deeper waters.
Ooh, nice defense. But that leads me to this question.
Yeah.
Where's Humble stamina at? Because if you remember, when he threw that first head kick, it started blinking. And now Humble's about to sell the bag right now. That's what I'm saying. Marvin Vettori, even though he hasn't had success on the wrestling, Kai has had good composure, and he's had his moments.
Yeah, I agree with you, and he is going to the body as well quite a lot, is Kai. A couple of knees in response. Lands the kick to the face. I mean, Humble's looking focused, I ain't gonna lie to you, but it is getting a bit problematic on the stamina.
Right when you say that, Humble is getting folded like a chair.
Oh, bro.
Kai may...
This ain't on me. This ain't on me. This ain't on me.
Humble got folded like a chair. Right there. Humble was doing good, but Humble was getting caught too, and that's a great performance, a great win by Kai. And this is not on you, Cyrus. This is on Humble.
I kind of feel like it's on me. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But Humble did fantastic work throughout periods of that fight. Lots of flying knees landed, on the button each and every time. But somehow, Kai was able to continue to just be like a gritty fighter, go to the body, and just do fantastic. I don't know what he just said. I'll have to listen to it back. But he's just unmuted himself and started saying "holler at your boy" in the chat. That's all I heard at the end. But Kai gets the W, bro. Kai gets the W, a big one of that. I mean, Humble's a big name, especially in primetime MMA. He's been putting in that work. You can see how dangerous he is in that cage. Somehow, like I said, somehow Kai was able to do it, Jay.
And great performance by Kai. Kai, the body snatcher. That was a great way to keep your composure too, because even though he was getting rocked, he was having his moments too.
Yeah, truly, bro, truly. I think that he's fresh off that fight. I think Mr. Humbledink's back. Am I right, brother?
What happened?
Well,
How do you wake up so fast?
Honestly, that was amazing. Well played to Kai, by the way. He came out and he did a great job that round. That was a different sort of finishing sequence. He hurt me everywhere, Cyrus. I couldn't get away from him, and they finished me. Great finisher.
Yeah, you know, he's always been a really dangerous threat on the feet, on the mat. You know, just all around, he's phenomenal competitor. But I have to say, Humble, I was impressed, brother. That takedown defense definitely taking those levels up, and the flying knees were doing their money, brother. They were doing.
Don't give him no compliments after he just got put out like that.
Well, also them fake takedowns from Kylo, he kept me guessing. They kept me keep my hands down. I was getting caught to the head, which eventually must have helped towards the contribution to the knockout. So
no. Well, another great one in the books. We are going to move on very, very swiftly to a fight that is maybe one of the biggest sleepers on tonight's card. It is the one and only Pigeon Scout coming off that #1 contender matchup that Naz was able to win. Of course, he's now fighting for the belt as the main event of this evening. But Pigeon Scout was undefeated up until that stage. He is 3-1 currently. All finishes every single one of the fights, and Concept in a very similar position, ranked number 10, ranked number 12, 3-1 on both sides of the equation, Jay. They are fan-friendly favorites in terms of their striking styles and what they bring to the octagon. I honestly can't wait for it, brother, so we're not going to wait any longer, and we're just going to get straight into it, brother, straight into it.
Yeah, this should be a really exciting fight too, because Pigeon Scout, if he would have beat Nas, he could have very well been fighting for the belt. So you know that got to live in his head. He wants to make this comeback now, that to prove I am a contender. I am the future champion, Humble.
yeah, exactly that. You know, one of these guys are going to propel themselves, Cyrus, right up to the top of that Xbox division, and their next fight is going to be a big one. Whoever that's going to be tonight, we're about to find out. It is number 10 versus number 12 already, so early in this card, and these two are fighting for a big opponent, essentially. We keep talking about it, but we see them big fights later on in the card, and that's what these guys are fighting for.
Yeah, I mean, look, they stumbled in the last one. Both guys were 3-0. They both picked up a loss. They find themselves matching against each other in this point. Obviously, this is where it's kind of put up or shut up, right? And it looks like these guys are willing to put up right here. Concept landing a couple of good body shots, tries to pour on the pressure, and for my money, Pigeon's actually having a little bit of an issue early, Jay, with the, kind of distance management of Fizev. He's a little bit shorter. He doesn't quite have the reach of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, and Conor's controlling this right now, but I like the leg kick he threw, because he does have 5-star leg kicks, but get off the cage. He got to stop letting Conor push him behind them lines. Conor's controlling this fight right now, Humble.
Yeah, he's starting to get back to the centre there, though. Nah, there you go, behind that line. You're so right, but maybe he feels confident enough to fight in his counter-striking abilities, Jay. We see a lot of fighters conserving stamina, getting a read of their opponents, using the first round as a kind of a reading time, so maybe that's what's happening.
Yeah, he may be reading right now, making his calculations before he counter it, because that's the last thing you want to do, just run out there and try to brawl with Conor without calculating what Conor's doing first, Cyrus.
Oh my God! Take too long to make reads and he will shut your lights out!
A shotgun hit him too! Oh my.
Calculate this, Jesus Christ. Gee, my dear.
Yeah, he got to calculate that uppercut that hit his chin.
Well, looks like those calculations were off, brother, I tell you, because,
Yeah, his math was off.
He's calculated, bro. He's now on top, Jay. This could be it.
Well, Fizev isn't exactly known for his takedown, so maybe, Jay, that's the way he took him down. He was like, land that right hand, land that left hand, I'll fold my back.
That was his way of pulling guard.
Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. All calculated, all calculated.
Yeah, he meant that. He planned on that.
Busy about to Charles Oliveira, Conor McGregor, essentially. Maybe he's trying to utilise the rest and gets a read. He's on top of him for a good minute now. Not much defence there. Nice block, but does he get back to his feet? He does, Jay.
Yeah, and I'm not going to lie to you. The uppercut he dropped him with looked like a shotgun hit him. Do you see how fast his head just went back into the canvas?
Honestly, I almost expected him to leave the octagon.
Oh, nice sidestep.
Yeah, you saw that, Jay. Stutter step caught him. I mean, like I said, Pigeon is a crafty opponent. I ain't counting him out. He's had a lot of adversity, but when he gets going, man, he's an absolute nightmare for anybody.
Yeah, he's starting to look a little better, but I don't want to jinx him because somehow if I say he looks better, he's going to get put on the canvas, Humble.
Oh, you said it now, J-Dime, so either way, it might happen. But if he comes forward, he is looking good. Both of these guys are doing well. I am more concerned with the stamina of Fiziev than Conor McGregor. I think it's just the subtle jabs. Nice work, Cyrus.
Them double jabs been controlling him during this match, too.
Oh.
Ooh.
Bit of a trade on the inside. You can see that the total health of Fizev's head health is not looking fantastic right now, but he is starting to to get some work off. You saw an inside leg kick right there, and of course a couple of combinations, an exchange where he landed the uppercut and seemed to get a bit of a big read. But that range, that distance management due to the jab being put out there by Conor is still causing problems for him, and he hasn't quite remedied that yet.
Nice work right there. Goes back. Oh, catches him with a hook.
Ooh.
This is a good fight, man. They're having a fantastic little war in front of us right now, but it seems a bit too controlled for me, J-Dime, so far. The chaos has not yet impacted it, and it's about to come.
Yeah, there's some anticipation that for some chaos to start happening. Also, ooh, that's a nice body shot. You know what's weird about Fiziev on this game? He has a body spinning side kick, but he doesn't have a normal body side kick. It automatically does the spin.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
They should have put like a custom animation in for him, though, where he could do like the Matrix pull, where he could like completely, you've seen that clip, right? When he throws that kick.
Yeah, the Muay Thai.
He pulled back, he leaned back like Fat Joe. He just leaned back.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. This is a bit better for him out here, Humble. Those leg kicks are starting to be money, and from the rangy kind of spots he finds himself could play dividends, but the takedown was there for concept.
Yeah, 100%. I just wanted to give J-Dime a shout out because that was phenomenal. He just says right there. He's just fucking flawless with stuff like that. Yeah, whoa, wait, what?
Oh, where'd it go? Where'd the uppercut go? What just happened, guys? Where'd it go?
Teleported the uppercut away from him. Beautiful work.
So I'm so confused where that uppercut went earlier.
Oh my!
Nice work. That was a beautiful counter there, Cyrus.
Yeah, it really is, and especially because it's high risk right now for Pigeon Scout. His stamina running a little bit low. His head health getting within that blink range. Anytime something lands, Conor maybe trying to pour on the finishing touches right here.
Nice work.
He caught himself.
He's using his jab.
He was going for the finish.
He's using that jab really nicely, Conor. He's using it to step into pocket to land to then start anticipate a combination. He's doing a really good job utilising the jab to be where he wants to be after the shot.
Yeah, and Fiziev head health is toast right now too. Oh my gosh, he's toast.
Brother.
Starting with a jab. How did it end up like this? This is going to knock him out, Cyrus. He's going to do it a ground and pound. No, he's not.
Only able to throw one or two before being pulled down. Pigeon Scout staying defensively aware in those dangerous positions. Concept deciding to separate, and I think that's a smart move. Instantly switching stances, showing he's dialed in. Right, left. Sits him down once again.
How is he still alive? Conor is killing. Oh my. No, he may be dead. He may be dead soon.
Two big straights.
That's brutal.
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah.
About freaking time, bro. About freaking time. That was
The chaos came.
That was tough, man. That was tough to watch, Humble. Do you know what I mean? Like he was doing. It was close, as long as it was close. But then there was just like that last 30 seconds or so where Conor was just whopping ass, and nobody looked like they were stopping him, including the referee.
Yeah, there was momentum. We talked about earlier on, J-Dime. The momentum was on that fighter's side, Concept side, and he really went with it, and didn't stop. We see it earlier on with my fight. Kai did exactly the same thing. He took the momentum and didn't stop, essentially. Some people are really good at finishing fights.
Yeah, Concept looked good too. Like what he was doing to Fiziev at the end almost looked personal because he was just whooping his ass at the end of that.
Yeah, for sure, brother. Well, I mean, look, He now goes 4-1. Both guys 3-1 going into that one. You know, and that's how dramatic mixed martial arts can be when you're performing. You know, like every fight is the most important fight. You know, Pigeon Scout now, as dangerous as years, goes from being 3-0 to 3-2 in quick succession, right? And that's crazy to think of. I'm sure he's going to bounce back. And when you look at it on the opposite end of things, that could have been said. That could have been the same for Concept. They were both 3-1 coming into this. He's now 4-1, and just how quickly that changes things for him. That puts him in a nice spot for some bigger fights down the line. But talking of bigger fights, Mr. Humbleding, we've got ranked number 7, previous primetime champion in KM Donner now, going up against KM's very own Intro. So he may have only recently joined the team, but this is KM on KM Crime.
Exactly, teammate versus teammate. How well do they know each other? That is the question in this one, J. Dan. How well do these two kind of know each other? Because sometimes you can be teammates and barely play each other. That's just the way it is. It depends on if they're on at the same time they play. So, and one of them said, and I think Cyrus said one's new as well. All I know is that number 10 is fighting number 8 is fighting number 7, and both of these guys are going to want to win.
Yeah, but I doubt that. I doubt that they've played a lot, because just a week ago, I think he was EK Donner, just like a week ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
He's newly KM. It's not like they've been together forever. They played a good amount, though, but like, they wasn't teammates when they were playing, probably.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like, this is the thing as well. KM Donner was the champion, right? So if nothing else, when you're the champion, I feel like everybody takes notice of what you're doing, and like, well, you know, it's kind of like playing that hypothetical in your head, like how would you approach it if that was you fighting that person? Donner is a guy that, you know, has traditionally done a lot with his striking out here, Humble. Like, he won his belt off the striking. But as you can see right here, he's going Chimaev, so I wouldn't be surprised if he mixed in some of that grappling, because you know, especially after last weekend, what the fuck Intro is all about. Those combinations, silky smooth, and they will put you on notice real quick, brother.
Definitely. And I just want to say something as well. When you join a team, usually you have to do some spars, you know, you have to go spar with the people, you got to do a test to get into that camp. I wonder if them 7-5 fights that they had, maybe the test was Donner and Intro, and these two have already fought each other recently, and this could be a taste, size of what's to come.
Well, an early takedown for sure for Donner. Uncharacteristic from him, but he's obviously trying to show that he has evolved in his game, and that's maybe what he's kind of banking on, to try and elevate himself to get back to that title. Not too far away, remember, only ranked number 7 currently, but this is see, this is such a tough pick for me with it, Jay, because I know like the danger that Intro presents. He's just so precise with his shots. Like, I understand why Don is going to that grappling, and I think this is a good opportunity for him to showcase those kind of adjustments to his game.
Yeah, but I love these picks. This is a fight I want to see in real life between Shavkat and Hamza in the future. That'd be a crazy fight. Both young, undefeated, dominant right now. Shavkat has finished every opponent's face. Oh my gosh, he looks good right now.
Nice work, and Kanda Chimaev is trying to get him to the ground right there. Donner, yeah, maybe these two have been, like I said, have been sparring. You might notice each other, and that's why they're playing the way they are. Oh, that was a beautiful
fake down into a flying knee.
Intro's got some of the best combinations I've ever seen on this game. The way he does stuff that people don't expect.
No, that's beautiful. I can't even lie. That was beautiful. Yeah, he has beautiful striking. Like, offensively, striking is beautiful. There's a lot of creativity with it, Cyrus.
Yeah, no, I said it before, brother. I'll say it again. There's a whole style behind the KM boys. They're cleanest of clean when it comes to their inputs, their fight style. They make this game look good for sure, bro. Like this is what it's all about. I think that a lot of people kind of get caught behind the flashiness. There is big opportunities within it, especially with somebody who uses lunging strikes. I know, as like one of the proprietors of like the people who kind of started using that early. There are definitely holes to it. It's whether or not Donner is as familiar with it as he needs to be able to get this fight on his side. Maybe just the grappling is what is needed, Jay, because that seems to be what he's doing so far, and I feel like that could be big for him.
Yo,
undeniables, bro. Undeniables.
Yo, he faked right like 150 times. There's nothing you can do about that. But also, I feel like for Donner, he's doing the right thing putting him on the ground, right? Because when you face someone who does all this flashy and creativity, you beat him with basics. With being fundamentally sound. You mix in the grappling. You don't get caught in the show.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly right. This is actually pretty savage.
Yeah.
This is why he wins the fight. This is why he wins
this
the
is
fight
where
right
he
here, and
wins.
he knows this as well. This is why he's picked this fighter. He's come out with a purpose, and he knows he's going to have moments in this round. And so far, the end of that round is very dominant. But we can't forget some of those flashy combinations that kind of came through earlier on in the fight of intro. And the fight will start on the feet as well, J-Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does start on the feet, but you know, Donner has to have some confidence. Even though he got dropped and he got stunned, he got to have confidence knowing he kept him on the ground like that. And he can't deny a takedown. He noticed that, Cyrus.
No, exactly right. And something that's interesting to note as well, just because, it's a bit of a ripple to his game, the undeniables. As somebody that's dealt with them quite a bit, they actually don't build GA for you unless your opponent's biting for them. So, once you've seen your opponent do it once, it kind of loses some of its technical advantages that, other than some minor positions. So, intro, it's nothing that intro hasn't seen.
There's nothing wrong with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, there is. And Light said it right. There's counters there's counters to everything. What you may think is a strength, you can turn into somebody's weakness. What they think they're good at, you can use that against them. It's like having reach. Reach is only good if you know how to use it. If somebody knows how to fight up close, they have an advantage there.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. You've got to use your advantages where they lay and make adjustments to your game, right? Execute things correctly. Right now, I mean, for my money, Donna is executing beautifully. This is what you would need out of Donna going into this one. Right, Humble? I mean, we know and we've seen how dangerous intro is on the feet, and just take that away from him, bro. No, take that away from him.
Exactly. You've got to put him on the ground. You've got to essentially smother him. You've got to take away his main weapons and kind of win around a different way. If you let intro back to his feet, you've seen what he's capable of with his striking. And the smart thing to do is essentially take him away. He's not doing that.
Facts, because he wants to intro's what I call a pretty fighter. He wants it to be clean. You know what I'm saying? A striking show, offensive striking clinic. You put him on the ground, you mess up his rhythm. This is where you have control. He can't put on a show and show that creative striking when he's on his back, Cyrus.
Exactly right, brother. Exactly right. Oh, Jesus. He is just taking away all of his tools right now. He's timing everything perfectly. Just stopping those kind of down attacks. I don't really know what intro could do in these spots. It's just such a swarming position. He seems to be staying composed out here, Humble. He does, but as you can see, just the calculated approach from Chimaev.
Yeah, so far intro's getting smothered, and I'd be frustrated if I was him, to be honest. It'd be frustrating to be taken down by a teammate and controlled so much like this, and the undeniables, a few other things. You'd be just kind of a bit mad. So he's got to get away from that, and he's got to come out. He's lost this one, in my opinion, J-Dime. You're not going to get back unless you get back to your feet and get a big knockdown or something. Yeah. But you've got to start the next round better, essentially. Here we go.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but that was good wrestling. And unless he gets stunned, he's won this round. He can't deny takedown. But yeah, that's great wrestling right there. He controlled him, and he's wearing him down like this. Now it's 1-1 going to the third. And by any means, he cannot get taken down if he wants to win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, defense needs to be 100%. He needs to shut that shit down real quick. How dangerous he is on the feet, Humble, it's a scary, scary thought. And that's why this wrestling approach is so heavy from Donna here this evening. If he can stuff this first takedown, it's going to be vital, bro. It's going to be vital.
He stopped the takedown. That's confidence booster. If he needed stuff takedown, it's now. Because it's 1-1. This is now or never for him.
Can you stop two?
And
Yes, he can. He needs to have his offense like he's going to get chain wrestled as he is.
There's no way. No, okay, he got to be trolling, right?
He gets it. 5th attempt.
Yo.
I mean, this is actually a big advancement in his ground game. Maybe he's just always had it in his back pocket, but I ain't seen Donna do this well on the mat in the past. I think this is a standout performance for him as of right now, Jay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he has to be able to deny them takedowns. I feel like he said, I denied another one. It won't be another one coming, especially if you're not by the cage. If you're in the middle of the octagon, you gotta deny it. Now he's in a crucifix. He's in a bad spot now. This is a horrible spot. Do you remember what Aaron Blanchfield did to Molly Meatball McCann from here? Oh, yeah, that's a horrible spot.
Yeah, that's still burned into the mind, brother. And Molly, but Chimaev, man, he's staying so active with this. I'm wondering if this is a new Donna we're seeing out here, Humble. I mean, if he starts to bring this sort of game plan to people, he could cause a lot of problems.
Why I said, like, you know, when he's picked that pick and they've had 7 or 5 fights against each other, and you just got to think he's learned something in those 7 or 5 fights, and essentially he's using it today. That's probably why we've got a different type of pick. You know, he's probably used grapplers and realised that he's having good success against people like Intro.
Yeah, and as one half of the main event later on this evening, Naz in the chat has just said he's kind of basically sim fighting out here with with Khabib, with Chimaev. He is mauling. He's mauling in this cage, bro.
Yeah,
and I think
man.
Intro may have given up for a moment. He wasn't even blocking those punches.
Yeah, he looks like he's getting mentally beat up right now. He's letting him break his, he's breaking his will. He's mentally giving up almost, and he hasn't been active off his back in any rounds he's been on the ground. He hasn't thrown up a submission attempt. He has rubber guard too. He has to do something. He can't allow him to just dictate this and impose his will on him like this. And I feel like he's mentally given up at this point.
Oh, his controller died. It's just like, that's why his controller. Yeah. He's lucky he didn't get finished. Goddamn.
That was Aaron. If that was Aaron, he would have been ruthless. You had no chance. No, and fair play to it as well, Cyrus. You've got to make sure your controllers charge you. Players, the veteran players, you know what you're doing, especially in the main card, so it can happen. It's on you when it does if you do get knocked out, but didn't take too much damage as you think.
Yeesh.
Well, Red Stee in the chat says, me personally, I just win. I couldn't.
I like that. Oh my god. Yeah, he's not blocking. He's not.
Man.
He's got 10 seconds for the fight.
And 10 seconds to do something. He's going to block down. I'm not going to lie. Man. Thanks. Dang, like y'all not teammates. Golly.
I mean, he ain't been on the team long, bro. Maybe he won't be.
Hey, what the fuck? These two, we might have just seen the turn on somebody in a team. Like, damn it, he doesn't like you. You know what I mean? We don't do that.
ATB saying this is rigged. Check the betting.
What was the betting?
This is no way he let him do that. So you think he ATB? You think he threw the game?
If there's anybody who's thrown games near, by the way, it's manager J Dime over here. Got fucking 50 contracts and puts bets on in the chat. You know what I mean? This guy's controlling James Krause of prime time.
That's not me. First of all. There's 2 fighters I manage fighting, but I don't manage the whole card.
Wow, first.
well, guys, I mean, it was a fun ass fight either way. Different approach from Chimaev, from KM Donna. I think it's a big ripple to his game, like you rightly said, Jay. I feel like maybe those rounds leading up to this could have played a factor in his game plan, and ultimately he took away Intro's most dangerous tool, which is his ability to strike. So credit where credit is due. Beautiful fight. But what I'm going to do for the moment, guys, because the next fight I hear there is a little bit of an issue at the moment. I'm going to see if we can get that to come back together. I'm just going to throw it to you before we head into those fights, to talk about the main and the co-main event. I know that the guys in the analyst booth obviously give their thoughts on it, but let's hear yours.
The fight between Trickzzy and Naz, J-Dime, I've been anticipating this for a while. I've been saying Naz deserves a title shot for a while. He just kept winning. He obviously lost the title, but then just kept winning. You know, he's fighting everybody on the card and beating up people unapologetically. And it was just going to always be these two eventually fighting it again, and we'll get to see that in the main event.
Yeah, and every time they fight, they're good fights here. And like I always say, I don't know what Trickzzy motivation is, because he is the primetime GOAT. But I know Nas want that belt back bad. And I know Nas will do anything it takes to win that fight. So this should be a great main event, Humble.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to that belt, it comes to the reputation, J-Dime. And obviously with that reputation comes added pressure. Your name gets put out there more. You're on the posters. People can see you. You're kind of getting put on Twitter and on TikTok and on all these different platforms. So the promotion's screaming about you, and that the responsibility of doing that and the responsibility of carrying that is a huge thing that these two are fighting for. But the core main event this evening, somebody who was carrying that, Smudger, you know, I believe he was 9-0, about to be 10-0. If 10. You know. 10-0, he was 10-0, about to be 11-0, to beat Cole, and Cole comes out of nowhere, off the couch. Cole comes in last minute.
That's a mythical character.
Yeah, mythical character Cole. He comes in last minute and he gets the job done.
He didn't just get the job done. He had full stamina throughout the fight with Conor McGregor.
Crazy.
He fought at his own pace, and he had beautiful counters. His striking was beautiful, to say the least.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely was. And we talked about it earlier on, but Dirty Dave versus KM Caliber. That's going to be an absolutely fantastic fight as well. Dirty Dave, he's notoriously known for being a difficult player to kind of fight. And Caliber, he sometimes brings out incredible performances, which win him the belt, essentially, J-Dime.
Yeah, Caliber's a really good fighter, too. Caliber used to be called the Donald Cerrone of primetime because he would take these short notice fights and he would just win these fights, too. And Dirty Dave, we know about Dirty Dave. He may have won that Trickzzy fight for the belt. It could have went either way. A lot of people thought he was up in that fight, Humble. So he was that close, just that close from being the undisputed champion. So I want to see how he performs this week.
100%. And I think Cyrus is back now as well to go through. We're about to take it over to the next fight, hopefully, which I think is Trials vs. Goat, or is that being cancelled?
Unfortunately, that fight has been scrapped. We haven't actually got word on exactly what has happened so far. Maybe that mythical tree coming into play once again.
Yeah, that tree is insane, ain't it?
Honestly, somebody needs to trim the roots of it or something. They're snagging people up left, right, and center. It's not going well, but hopefully everything's all right with those guys. We'll hear from the back. I was saying we'll hear from the back, and instantly, as I said that, I had word from the back. It is the tree. The tree got them.
That's what I heard.
Well, you were talking about Dirty Dave and KM Caliber. They are now next up. Of course, KM Caliber, a sensational fight, have been put together, win after win in primetime MMA as of recently. Obviously, always was active in the past, been taking less short notice fights, kind of more traditionally recently, and I feel like that's playing a big factor in his, in him getting a lot of wins out here. Dirty Dave, however, I compare him to Usman. I don't know if you'd agree with me, because like he just has that grappling, like, which is difficult for anybody to stop, but then he, in more recent times, Humble, has been putting it together and going for finishes. He was known as kind of Decision Dave back in the day, but he's no longer Decision Dave, bro.
Decision Dave.
Decision Dave is a hell of a name. I bring back Decision Dave.
Just so you can say it.
Just let's bring back Decision Dave. I want to see Decision Dave tonight. You know what I mean? If he's going to win, he has to make it go to decision.
But yeah, he has improved leaps and bounds on his striking and his finishes. He's like how Kamaru Usman has too. That's a good analogy. You called him Kamaru Usman. I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like Trickzzy and Dirty Dave remind me of Colby Covington and Usman. That's sort of them two sort of partnerships, like them two kind of having the way they fight. Brilliant fights every single time. But this one so far, we'd expect the ring to be controlled by Conor sometimes, Cyrus.
Yeah.
So he's doing a good job at the moment. Oh, there he goes, back in the centre.
So, I mean, like, this, I would think, would probably traditionally favour Caliber, a striking affair. I wouldn't be surprised if either guy goes for a takedown, to be quite honest with you, even with their picks, but they seem to be happy to, kind of maybe have, like, mutual dance partners here where they're happy to kind of showcase their striking. Never mind, I just saw him try to pick that ankle, Jay.
Yeah, you thought it was just going to be a striking match, but Yair, he's a tricky fighter to go against because he has underrated boxing on his game too, to go with the kickboxing. Yair is really good on it. Oh, nice combo.
Oh my God, that left hand though. It's the equalizer, Humble.
It is the equalizer. It's the big shot. It's the one that's kind of offsetting the rhythm of his opponent. When you think you're doing well, you're suddenly not, because that hand keeps coming out of nowhere. He's picking his spots really well, Cyrus. I'm liking when the timing at the moment today.
Ooh.
It's, my big mislead kick right there. Dirty Dave was all over it, trying to land a couple of combinations, few of them out of range. The clinch right now coming in clutch for KM Caliber allows him to reverse the position so that he's now got the entire kind of cage behind him, or at least momentarily. These guys kind of letting loose, right? They're being technical, but they are taking some risks and trying to find the home for some big shots.
I feel like Dave has an urge to shoot for a takedown right now. I don't know why. I just feel it though.
I know what you mean. It's because he likes to utilise things like that, win the ends around. But I'm seeing Yair Rodriguez And, you know, the way he's working caliber at the moment, he's sometimes using the clinch to kind of get a position. We've seen it against the fence earlier on. It'd be interesting to see if he keeps adding to that and if Dave can kind of hurt him coming in for a clinch or...
Oh my
Connor got
fucking
stunned.
God.
Connor got stunned by that.
Oh my God.
What just happened?
I told you, when they exchanged, Connor's the one who got stunned even though Yair hit the ground. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, like Connor went for a leg kick. Yair went for a head kick. Both landed.
Oh, wow. Hey, I'm tired of people throwing them head kicks. People keep getting killed by them head kicks.
I didn't throw one hit. I'll tell you something in my fight, J-Time. I heard you the fight before. So all I did was kept throwing uppercuts at the end of my combination instead of head kicks. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Bro, I don't know how Caliber's still alive out there. The shots that he just took were crazy.
We get around two. How did we get around two? Can someone explain to me how we've got around two?
I don't know. Do you think we'll get to a three?
What happened there? Because all of a sudden it just...
I'll tell you. Look right here.
Oh, he got kicked in the head.
Yeah, he got stunned. He got stunned. So when Yair got up, Yair wasn't hurt. He's got tripped up.
Bro, that was not a good trade. That was not a good
That wasn't, no. That was crazy.
He's going active with those head kicks right now. He's just letting them fly. A couple of combinations on the inside. Yair has got the speed advantage. Connor has the power. I mean, look, he's throwing kicks even on the inside right now, where that danger zone is. And Dave is finding the home for that left hand.
Yes, he is.
Conor McGregor, Jesus Christ.
It's over.
Cyrus, he absolutely caught him clean every single time he threw a punch in that round.
Brother, Decision Dave is no more. He is all about that left hand. Landing shots, cashing checks, and walking out another victory richer out here, Jay. I mean,
Man,
damn.
no more Decision Dave. That guy does not exist anymore.
It does not exist anymore, J. Time. He has erased that name from the chalkboard. I cannot say it.
That's Dominant Dave now.
You know, I like it, bro. I was about to say, what's the, everybody has like that mythical
Dominant
step up.
Dave.
It's Dominant Dave now. Dominant Dave, bro.
He's no longer Decision Dave.
No, I just like no longer Decision Dave.
No longer Decision Dave.
Not quite as snazzy, but I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Which is brilliant. But, that was a fantastic win for him as well. It's going to put him to 9-2 now, Cyrus, as well, ranked number 1. He's knocking on the door. He's only just fought for a title, you know, but these guys, if they keep winning against these other guys that are coming up, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, look, Dirty Dave has been around the scene for a long-ass time, as has his teammate and current champion in BFAP Trickzzy. That's why they've had maybe, I think, over the last 3 years, I like to think, or I estimate that they've maybe fought 9 times. And I'm telling you, brother, not one of those times has been a boring affair. They are sensational competitors. They continue to rise to the top with their performances, and Dirty Dave was able to do it again here this evening, you know, when odds seemed to be stacked against him at certain points with that head kick being landed and the like. Just phenomenal work. And I honestly, if he's up next for the shot, I'm looking forward to it. That was a fantastic performance. Naz was in the chat, and I love to hear it. I love to see it. Naz was in the chat saying, does Dirty Dave being Connor solo the entire universe? Can he solo the entire universe? Because I'm telling you that performance, that was pretty clean.
It's possible. I can't even lie. It is possible. That was a good Connor performance right there. That wasn't Decision Dave, like we said. So his Connor may solo the universe. We never know.
Well, my guys, sorry to interrupt there, Humble, but we are actually up to our co-main event. It's the first title fight of the evening. We still have another one to go, brother, but it is the one and only B3 Cole, now trying to defend his newly earned crown up against the man he took it from, NM Smudger. Brother, this is a fucking crazy fight. I have been hyped so much for this the entire week. I can't wait to get into it, brother.
Yeah, this is a crazy fight. We just need to talk about last week quickly, J-Dam, as we go into this fight, because these guys fought each other in an absolute classic. We've got to remember something, J-Dam, because I think we're soon to forget when somebody loses the throne, you know, when someone loses their record, the zero essentially, and they lose that belt, they lose the unbeatableness. The confidence has got to go with that as well. So it depends on the confidence in this fight. Is Smudger confident he's going to come back? Has he made the necessary adjustments? Or is Cole confident he can do what he did last week again?
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Smudger have to face major adversity because Smudger was dominating. So let's see what adjustments he's made from that last fight. Will he get this belt back? Or will Cole sweep him 2-0?
As you saw, the records there was 6-1. The one being the title win
That's
last
the one.
weekend. It's
That's
the
the
one,
one.
brother. It's the one. I can tell you
one
that
that matters.
Smudger has been like active in the chat, saying that he's getting this. This is his strap. He's walking. He's walking away with it. Respect to Cole, all that type of stuff. But I have to say, Cole has impressed me in the way that he's approached this. He's been humble and confident, both at the same time. Brother, this is going to be 5 rounds of fucking madness, humble.
Oh, I'm so excited for this fight. I'm just very interested to see if Smudger comes back. Like I said earlier on, I'll say it again. It's more impressive to beat someone twice who's known as the GOAT. That's more impressive. The first win, you can call it a fluke sometimes. You can win some. We've seen 6-1. If he could do it again in a title fight, he's 2-0 in title fight, so it doesn't matter anymore, Cyrus.
That's exactly right, bro. That's exactly right. Usman right here, Smudger, trying to play the smart game, walked him up against the cage, went for the takedown, but as you can see, it attacked the stamina. And what we saw in the last fight there, Jay, was the stamina management of Cole with Conor McGregor was freaking superb, my man.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I can really appreciate great stamina management. I like this because even when he's missing, he's not missing, he's hitting the block. So like, you're not whiffing for real, even when you miss your shot. So the pace he fight at, he's not too frantic, so he's always in control of what he's doing, humble.
Yeah, he's throwing purposefully. He's not just throwing when he thinks he's in range, he's throwing when he knows he's in range, essentially. And that's why it's landed even on the block. Although he should have committed there, Cyrus. Didn't commit fully to that takedown. It might have cost him.
Yeah, it's but that's part of the thing now, right? He's kind of at a point where he is doing well so far in this round. It's been very, very close, but he doesn't want to get behind in that stamina deficit. Sometimes that can play a factor in your mind as well. The way that the last fight went, he can't allow it to. As he gets a high amplitude takedown, Jay finds himself in side control with 2 minutes or so on the clock.
I think he needed that, and he really needed that because even though it was a competitive fight, Leon was still fighting at his own pace, and he was still going to have a lot of stamina. And this is your wheelhouse now. This is where Kamaru needs to be, and where he was dominating largely the fight before he got his head knocked off.
Oh, gets a denial.
That is bad for the champion. The side control positions can be absolutely brutal.
Oh, he's
worked on this. You can tell. Champion's got a waste worked on this. He's got a game plan for this one. Jay Dine going to try and essentially utilize.
Yeah,
You can tell the game plan in effect. You know it now. It's down the court. Try and stop it, and it's going to be difficult because Smudger is running down the ground and pound the former champion wants his belt back.
I'm not going to lie to you. He wants this back at all costs. He will do whatever it takes to get this belt back.
Well, I've never seen somebody utilize the undeniable in crucifix, and he used it so well to get this top mount position. And as you can see, Humble, working it very, very well, calculated in the way that he is approaching it. He seems reinvigorated, he seems recharged, and he seems like he is laser focused for getting this finish. The champ did a good job of surviving that onslaught.
Yeah, he didn't. Champ's got to just think about that round as it didn't happen, Stay on the feet as long as you can. You need to win the stamina battle still. You need to concentrate on that. And like when people are going in for the takedown, they're usually trying to trick you all the time. So he's got to be careful of the trickery, keep a distance where he can do. But the champion impressed me massively in that round, Jay.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, he will do whatever it takes to get that belt back. Because if he goes 0-2 to him, he won't be able to live with that. Just like how Peter Yan can't live with being 0-2 to Aljamain Sterling. So he will do whatever it takes to win this. That's what it looks like right now.
Bro, when it's on the feet, right, like, both guys are dangerous absolutely everywhere, for fucking sure. No doubt in my mind. But I just feel like Cole is a little bit more effective with
his patience.
Yeah, with his patience and like the way he chooses his shots. It's beautiful to watch, honestly.
It is until he gets taken down, though, Jay.
Yeah, that's why it's MMA. You feel me? Because if it's just a straight kickboxing match, he'll probably win this. But you got to mix in the grappling because his striking is really clean and it's cool to watch too.
Oh my God!
Nice.
Step back. The challenger gets a rock early in the second round.
Nice work. Knee to the head. He's putting the pressure on as well, J-Dan. Just trying to pepper the guard, pepper the block. You know, adding on to that, keeping him rocked, keeps him trying to make a mistake, gets him to the ground. And
where'd it go?
To work.
Oh yeah. And then here's the thing. This is what he has to do because if it's a clean fight, Cole is gonna win it. If it's just a straight clean fight, you got to make it dirty, make it rough.
Bro, I'm surprised he's not committing to one of these crucifixes and taking the position. Given how dominant his side control has been, Humble, if he's able to get into crucifix, then I mean, it could be game over, bro.
100%. And something we haven't even talked about as well. You know, these guys, I'm telling you now, Smudger wants to be Christmas champion, Cyrus. He wants to be champion for Christmas. You know, you want that belt on the mantelpiece. You want to have a nice Christmas that way. And he held it for so long. And he wants to go back to his roots, which is the grappling. He's probably been working in it tirelessly with those boys in the back, the NM boys. And he's using Usman how it should be. Cole was impressive in the start of the round.
He's very impressive in the start of the round. But like I said, if Smudger wants success, he has to make it ugly. It cannot be a clean fight, and he's not letting it be a clean fight.
No, exactly, brother, exactly. And when he's in these positions, he's getting it going, bro. He's getting it going. He saw that, you know, Cole was doing such a good job of posting. He said, take these ones down the barrel. Left hand, right hand, rain down that ground and pound. You can see the amount of damage it's doing to the head health already for Cole, who was stunned earlier in the round, on the feet as well. This isn't going too well for the champion, although staying composed, I don't feel the frustration yet from him, Humble.
Yeah, he's trying to keep his stamina high still, J-Dan. If it still goes 450,
he understands.
Right.
He's understands it's not a 5-round fight. That's what he understands. I mean, it's not a 3-round fight.
Yeah, exactly.
But he can't get content on his back the whole time.
Yeah, we've got to be cautious though with Coles. Yeah. You know, even though he's getting beat up a bit, he understands he keeps his stamina high, still might have a shot later on in the rounds, and he's really might be just there we go, trying to run the marathon, not the race.
Yeah, it's really, really a good point, to be honest with you, because the action so far would heavily lean towards the challenger, right? Because there's been such a high volume of it on the mat with him working those ground and pound positions. Of course, the champ has looked good in spots on the feet out here, Jay. But as we move towards the third, the fourth, and the fifth round, the one thing that we absolutely know is that the stamina for Cole is not a problem, my man. Not a problem. He just has to mitigate the damage and take it into those deeper waters, I feel like.
Yeah, but also, it's not that easy because Smudger hasn't wasted as much stamina as he did last fight to this point. Smudger's really fighting a really smart fight because even though he has less stamina, he still has stamina. It's not like last time.
Yeah, but that's why you're looking for a big spot from Cole to hurt Smudger and then do some damage to the overall the body health, the stamina, maybe try and make him miss a bit, and doing what he did last fight essentially, Cyrus. And yeah, nice shot of the body, knee to the body there, offset the rib. Smudger comes forward with a big combination, has him on skates back to the fence, Cyrus.
Yeah, 100%, brother. Turning it up, pouring it on, gets caught with the lead uppercut though as he's trying to force the action. I would not be surprised if he goes for a clinch or a takedown from these positions right now. But nicely defended from Cole.
Nice. He's trying to turn it up, J-Dan.
Oh my!
When you say that, he's getting stunned. And you know what's crazy? He has the advantage on the stats when it comes to striking, but that's why you can't just look at stats. You have to watch the fight, how the fight is going.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's to do with that ground and pound, right? It's obviously chipped away at the head health of Edwards. That right hand, every time it lands by Usman, is having a devastating effect on the ability for Cole to stay in this fight.
Ooh. Cole wants one moment in the fight. Cole's waiting for one moment. He's trying to get the momentum swinging, J-Dan. So far, it's been all Smudger. It's been all Smudger with the stun, the rocks, the big moments have been Smudger. Cole hasn't quite had his yet, but you can see the confidence. You can see he's fighting a bit better. See he's going forward, taking more risks. He's had more time on the feet. I say that.
Oh, yeah. When you say that, now Smudger's showing the grappling.
and I guess that's a testament to him, Cyrus, right?
Yeah, no, it really is. You know, the champ has done really well at defending on the mat. Lesser men may have fallen already at this stage, but Smudger, the challenger, the former champion in himself, has a game plan. You said he went back to his roots, Humble, and is working the grappling, and my God, is he looking good down here. The undeniables are strong with this one, I tell you.
He's going to try and build some grappling advantage on the feet. He gets up straight away. Doesn't need to build too much grappling. Cole needs to be careful of this. He's giving him some free shots, J-Dan. I say free because he let him posture up. He needs to block the posture up. Oh! Wow.
You know what's crazy? Dirty Dave said an interesting comment. He said he's doing Sim Leon. he's not wrong. If he can make a comeback, he is not wrong.
Don't, because I will lose my crap if that. It's fixed if that happens. Beautiful work for the body. He needs to start hitting that body a bit more, doesn't he? He needs to start investing into because it's going to affect the stamina a bit more.
Yeah, I feel like he's been trying to do it with the teeps and everything, right? But it's just been that takedown threat from Smudger is all. Oh my God, very, very present, Jay. And you know, the longer it stands on the feet, you can see that he's willing to go there, whether it be throwing the combinations to the head or the body with some beautiful rips just like that.
Yeah, he's going to go into next round with the stamina advantage, but the problem is, he may be down 3-0, which is the problem here.
I mean, he needs a finish. Like for sure, he needs a finish going into this one. But yeah, do you know what? Do you know what, Humble? You're right to check me there, bro, because we've already seen it tonight. Like, you cannot leave it to the judges, but
no, exactly.
Smudger's looking good.
Yeah, I think, big mistake. You've seen Cole come out there. You need to be a bit more patient. He's really trying to do some damage now, but he can't. Not against Smudger. Smudger's got him where he wants him right now, Cyrus. It's perfect position for Smudger.
Yeah, it really is. He's even switching stances, trying to give different looks towards Leon Edwards. Cole trying to stay composed in the situation. He's offering that spinning elbow on occasion to try and keep Smudger honest with his head movement. The nice little duck, and I imagine that, no, honestly, it needs to be something big there, Jay. It needs to be it needs to be what happened in the actual fight. That head kick needs to happen for him to try and get back into this fight and change the momentum.
Oh,
yeah, he needs something right now. He may need a head kick. I don't think he's stunned Kamaru Usman, which is the problem. He hasn't gained his respect and went the 4th round.
Yeah. Jesus. Spanning around like a blade, trying to catch him in the face, but misses. And he's doing a good job of trying to get himself back in the fight, but I don't think there's too much risk so far. The big one I'm looking for, you can see Smudger's trying to time it, is the head kick. And Cole's got to be careful of that. What do you need to do here, J-Dan, to kind of take a bigger lead? Because at the moment, it seems like it's a sparring match when he's in control, but where Smudger is using all of the nasty techniques to kind of do some damage.
Problem is, Leon's striking is clean, right? His striking has been clean. But Usman has done damage. He's been the one doing damage. So, while it looks like Leon has a plus 20 and a striking advantage, he's been the one stunned. He's been the one hurt. Like, there's a damage issue right here.
Yeah, and honestly, Smudger is actually playing out of his fucking mind right now.
Humble,
he just did that step off again. He's done it 3 times in this fight. Every time he's done it, he's got a rock. Just beautiful work. I would love to see him get a crucifix, though, just because the veins have been killing.
Yeah, I just noticed Smudger plays without his grappling guard, too.
Man after my own heart, bro. Like, take that shit away. There's still a bug with it. You know where it stays on your screen.
He's got it. This is one of the most. He's got 1 minute and 20 seconds. This could be it. This could be it. Leon Edwards came back in the 5th round in their real fight, and he was getting beat up. Like, the ability to do that, you need to let him get out of this round. So, for us to be surprised and shocked and see one of the greatest comebacks ever, he needs to let him get out of this round. Whereas Cole needs to hang on for dear life, J-Dan. The Christmas spirit might be in that 5th round. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and he needs Leon's real coach in the corner right now. He really needs him to motivate him. Not even technical advice. Ooh,
but no, like,
he needs some motivation here.
The one comparison I will give between Leon Edwards and, of course, Cole is that both of them are very, very technical strikers, but they are both just cut from a different kind of different elk, man. They are not going to give up on themselves, no matter how many people may be kind of supporting and everything else that kind of count them out. You know that this guy right here, he believes that he can finish the fight, Humble. And he has 5 minutes now to do so. He's got the B3 boys behind him in the corner, and they're going to be shouting and cheering him on. Smudger just needs to pitch a shutout for one more round, and he may have this, but I am not counting out the champ. I've seen bigger and badder things happen from this man.
He's got the potential to give us one of the greatest comebacks, the title comebacks of all time, J-Dan. Essentially, replicate the other fight, and this.
And I want to.
Oh yeah. Well, Smudger is telling us now.
I'm going to tell you the difference between this and the real fight. Kamaru Usman never hurt Leon, so even though he was dominating, Leon didn't have damage done to him. He's dead.
Oh my God! What are you doing? Oh no, this is impossible. It's not happening.
Hold on. This, if he comes back,
he just gets the fucking fairy dust out and starts, just dreaming stuff that's going to happen, because that's crazy so far. I didn't expect much of the veteran savvy catch him and uppercut. It's over. That's it.
Not yet.
It's not it. Not yet.
It's not it.
Through the fight, but Smudger's going to be smart and take him down potentially.
I mean, he has I Will Survive playing.
Or he's going to stall and wait for him to do something here. Let's take some time off this.
Oh, yeah, we go.
Oh, here, back on the round.
Yeah.
You try and you try and wait with you, because if you get caught and knocked out, you fumble the bag. It's
the Leon moment is close, guys. That's what they're telling me.
Oh my God. 3 minutes, bro. He gets the top mount again. Smudger is the one streaming as well, so he is the guy that actually plays with no HUD, which makes it even more impressive that he gets the denial once again as he gets the finishing. No! The finishing sequence.
Oh, he's still here. Leon is still here, fellas.
No, Cole's not coming back.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Oh, is it?
Oh, and new. Now two-time champion out here, Jay. Smudger gets the strap once again. Almost a perfect season for him. Only lost last week to Cole. I'm sure these guys will be fighting again in the future, but he came back with a vengeance here this evening.
Dominant. He came back dominant. That's what happened. I think he took that one to heart. Him getting his first loss, I think he put in his head, that will never happen to me again.
Yeah, he went and worked on people call it cheesy, but he fought like Usman would fight, stomping on the legs of Masvidal. He did one fight, didn't he, Cyrus? Anything to win. Anything to win is the key.
Yeah, but play your strengths, man. Play your strengths. And he found out in the last one, Cole maybe just had the advantage in a straight striking match, right? This time he came out here with Usman with a different pick. You remember, he was Leon Edwards last time. He came out here to strike. Got caught, came back focused, went back to his roots, as you rightly said there, Humble, and you see the types of performances that he's able to put on when he's able to get people to the mat and mix it all up. The setup, his striking, the step-up counters he was doing, all absolutely fantastic work, and one hell of a co-main event for what has truly been a fucking fantastic night of fights out here, Jay. Primetime 80, final card of this year. It's set up to be an absolute banger, and we still have one left to go, brother, which is the main event of this evening. BFAP Trickzzy up against the one and only Naz. Champion v former champion, about to throw down and find out who is the Xboxed best.
Man, so crazy. We get Naz versus BFAP Trickzzy again for the title, and Naz wants that title back badly. Like I said, Trickzzy is the GOAT. This should be Humble. What is your thoughts on this, man?
We've said our thoughts over again, and this is going to be a classic. You got a minute to put your bets on, by the way, everyone. Chat, if you do want to join in with our main event and put your predictions on, do that in the chat today. We do let you kind of bet your channel points on that one. It'd be interesting to see who people are picking this evening. But it's hard to judge this one. This is like...
Whoa. Yo, it's 79% Nas, 27,000.
A lot of Naz support, bro. A lot of Naz support in the chat.
That's what I mean. It's interesting. It's interesting. People believe in confident players, and Naz is a confident player, so it's interesting. These two players are both confident players, playing really well at the moment. It'll be very... I don't know how this is going to go, Cyrus, because of the way these two have been mixing it up lately.
Genuinely, bro. Genuinely, I never know what's going to happen in these fights. I could never, ever bet against Trickzzy or Naz for that matter. They are both guys that are they're true competitors. Like, genuinely, like the win matters.
Hey, the ping, guys. I hate to be a downer, but this ping may skip a little bit during the fight. It's going from 130 and it was at 2 something, then it may skip a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't have an impact on their play. I know that these guys, UK and US, I do believe, so obviously a bit of a separation. The jump in is a tad concerning, but at least the stream is in 4K, right? We're not watching the shit in 30, but
At least, yeah.
yeah, not impacting the stream at least. These guys, genuinely though, like I said, the win matters. They are true born competitors, and both of them, deserve to be in this spot. Either way, man, this is going to be one hell of a fight.
Yeah, nice work right there as well from both of these guys. The knee comes there, the first knee. Something I want you to pay attention to, because I think Naz has been utilising the knee a lot in some of his bigger fights, Cyrus, and I'm kind of watching him kind of sap the stamina. It's interrupting shots, so it'll be interesting to see if he does all of that.
Oh my!
Yeah, this is a really good fight. Oh, nice.
I mean, Swift Trickzzy already attacking the lead leg of Conor McGregor. Naz has tried to adjust to it and block it, but that's setting up the combinations up top. But the pull counter is there. I mean, Naz is one of the best in the business for those pulls here, Humble. He's fantastic with them.
He's brilliant. He's got like vision when it comes to that good movement, good instincts essentially of when you're going to throw. He kind of baits you into it beforehand a lot of times as well. He'll throw 2 hooks and expect you to throw at least one back, waiting to counter it down.
Ooh. Yeah, my bad. I'm just watching as a fan right now. I just like seeing high-level fighting right now.
It's so intense. That left hand landing is money for Naz right now. He's getting some good work with it, Humble.
Starting to hunt him down with a jab. He's got the momentum, and Naz offsets the river, gets caught there with a head kick. It's very lucky not to get dropped right there, J-Dime.
I don't know how he ate that. But yeah, this is a great fight. And it's going to come down to little key adjustments. This is about to be a game of inches right here between 2 high-level fights, and a lot of their fights are even. It's 3-4. It's record. Oh my God. Jeez.
First rock goes the way of the champion. Trickzzy has Naz on his skates, at least for a moment. Seems to have composed himself there, Humble, but of course not what he was hoping for going into this first round.
Yeah, definitely. Both of these guys are fighting so well. They're fighting so well. Hull tries to come again, where I am liking what I'm seeing from Trickzzy. If I was going to pick anyone down this round to say they've landed bigger shots.
What did you say?
Oh my God.
That head kick came out there, bro. That was quick.
What did you say? This is a...
Yeah. Well, this is what I like about Naz though, Cyrus. Like, he can switch it up in 2 seconds.
Yeah, bro. He changes his tempos. He changes the shot selection. He's a really, really difficult guy to pin in on what he's going to be doing. The one thing you know is that pull will be there should you get a little bit lazy with your strikes. Swift Trickzzy, though, man. This guy... genuinely built different. He does not allow his opponents to get into his mind, like in any way, shape or form. Even if he gets rocked there, you know that he's still present, he's still there. He knows that there's a lot of time on the clock. He just has to be very wary of the danger, Jay, that Naz brings, because that change of tempo can really, really mess you up quick time.
Man, that was such a great round. Like, I couldn't even talk most of that round. Yeah. That was so crazy.
The amount that happened in that one round, but still loads to come, is crazy. Like,
that jab is beautiful, though.
The way he's timing his shots as well.
Oh my God, man.
Naz, he's starting to catch his opponent. Trickzzy, he's in trouble. Trickzzy pulls guard into mount, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, he turns it over. Beautiful work. And Naz has made a huge mistake here, J-Dan.
Yeah, that was smart, because after he got stunned, he needed to do that. And this is where Dustin has the advantage here.
Nice change up. Nice change for Trickzzy.
He needed it, brother. He needed it. He was having all sorts of problems from the challenger. Naz wanted to be a 2-time primetime champion. Still on the cards for him potentially, but Swift Trickzzy able to reverse the position and try to slow down the fight. I'm surprised he got up, Jay. Quite honestly, I'm surprised he got up.
He just wanted to get his body damage in. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get his... he should have kept it on the ground.
Surprise as well.
He should have kept it on the ground, though.
That's the top of legs.
Naz says, I'm not surprised, as he continues to land bomb after bomb.
The challenger.
Here we
Can
go.
he do it again?
Okay.
Bro,
It's crazy.
so close. He gets himself back to the feet as well. Naz obviously feeling like he's got a start striking advantage here this evening. As the left hand lands again, it is money. Will he get the finish?
Will he get
Naz.
it?
Oh, it's over.
It's not over.
Oh my God.
How did he survive this?
That's mad. Trickzy's like the most difficult person to finish. People don't realize this about Trickzy. His durability, if you were to like write his attributes as a player, Cyrus, down on the card, his durability is at 100. There's no one but harder to finish than Trickzy.
Never say never, right? But much like Max Holloway, he seems to never, ever, ever fall. Like, he may get rocked, he may get stunned, but somehow he finds a way to survive. His head health now blinking for eternity. But he gets the rock, J-Dime!
How?
Trickzy stopped it, man. You just stopped the heart one day.
No. How? He was.
Jesus.
Listen. He was just. I don't know.
It's not good for my
Listen,
nerves, Bran. These guys going to make me
these
bald
guys are
earlier than it was
crazy.
nature intended. So
I'm already bald, Cyrus, as well. These prime time events. Look at this.
yeah, no.
He's gone for the dash stroke, I believe it
It's
is.
actually not a bad sub right now. I mean, great defense. But like when he's tracking, that bar shoots up quick.
It does, yeah.
Oh,
It's the top
that's.
position.
bailed on that too. That's maybe not the best move right there. The champion potentially made a bit of a mistake, but he knows that there is a rubber guard option, of course, should he be able to work his way back. Easier said than done, though, as Naz is clamping down on this position, Jay, going to rain down some ground and pound.
Yeah, but the one thing he got going for him is Trickzy has a slight stamina advantage going into next round, but that was. He went from getting dropped to dropping. His survivability and his instincts are impeccable.
Yes, sir. I couldn't agree more. Let there be light in the chat. One shot on either side, decides this fight. You can see that there is subtle advantages for Naz right now. He's definitely had the biggest moments and the most of them, but Trickzy, the champion, firing back with all he can muster. And you know how dangerous this man is when his back is up against the wall out here, Humble.
Yeah, that's exactly that, and I think Trickzy's head health at the moment is a big problem, but he's got to land some combinations. Naz has took his time there. He's going to start using some of his grappling as well, Naz. You can see attributes of it earlier in the round, but he's got some beautiful stringing combinations that are catching Trickzy, and Trickzy can't be hit with many more, Jedi.
Yeah, Trickzy is kind of stuck. His head health is. How?
Oh my God, Trickzy! Oh, the pull!
How? How? I don't. His head is toast, but he's not out of the fight.
Oh my
what the
God,
hell?
man!
How's he doing this?
This ain't good for the old ticker out here, Humble.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. No,
It's not. He's not going to end this like.
I'm sorry, guys. There's not much commentary coming from us because we're all in shock.
Shell shock, brother. Shell shock. The
It
bombs
is
are good. Right?
madness. These are the title fights that you give us. Naz is in control. Naz is dominating. Naz is doing really well. All of a sudden, Trickzy comes back out of nowhere, just starts catching him, and then looks like he's never been losing, essentially, Cyrus.
Oh, exactly, bro. Like I'm telling you,
One
man.
shot can change this. One shot, fellas, can change this.
Oh my!
Oh, that's a shot.
Naz! Oh, he's got him!
That's
this
a
could
shot.
be it! This could be it!
This is it.
One shot could finish it! Trickzy holding on! Oh!
It's over. And no.
And new brother, Conor McGregor, Naz does it again. God, and that was one hell of a
Christmas
fight.
champion, the Christmas champion
The
is
Christmas
Smudger,
champion.
and the Christmas champion is Naz. Two new champions for Christmas, milk and cookies for them, Cyrus.
Jesus, man. I mean, look, they can now go and enjoy this with their family, eat a lot, drink a lot, and have a good time because they know that they are riding off almost into the sunset. They're gonna have, Killer's Row coming back into the new year, but for right now, brother, what a victory for Naz, man. What a goddamn victory. This guy was calling for the shot for a while, of course, like in primetime MMA, unless, you've held the title for a long time. Generally speaking, you're looking at like 3 or 4 fights after a title to try and kind of work your way back to it. Naz stayed patient. He worked his way there. And Jay, I mean, what a performance here this evening. He had to battle adversity, but he looked good every step of the way. Even when the adversity was coming his way, he just did the right things to get past that, work his way back, and ultimately land that strike in that closed the show.
Man, that was a really good fight. And NM Harry is saying we have 2 NM champions right now in prime time.
Is Naz joined NM?
We have joined NM now?
Oh,
What
Jesus.
the hell? So NM have
Big
started
song,
taking
yeah.
over and stomped there. Damn, that's crazy.
They're marking the territory. That's what it seems
Two
like.
NM champions. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, Naz is a good sign for NM for sure. And, ending the season out, NM, ending 2022 on top, brother. On top. What a fucking card this has been, guys. And honestly,
Oh.
what a night it has been. What a night, as a whole it has been. The year as a whole, Humble, Jay, has been phenomenal. You guys have been here every step of the way with us, of course, throughout this entire year. Myself personally want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you guys, all the guys in the back, the guys that support us each and every time we put these events together. Of course, we have had a massive year in 2022, but we expect even bigger and better things to come in 2023. Guys, I cannot wait for it. It has been a pleasure calling these fights with you.
No, 100%. And we've got a fantastic community, and our community is growing. We're doing more activity, more stuff, more social media than ever, more fights than ever. And, the staff that we have are doing fantastic. Thank you to Jay Dime tonight as well. Some terrible things happened today, and Jay Dime just does his fucking job incredibly, Cyrus, and comes out and smashes it. And people don't realise the stuff we go through, but he's a credit to us in the community. And we all love him as a friend. And as somebody who can jump in and do stuff like that, it's amazing to see.
Jay is the GOAT, bro. Jay is absolutely the GOAT. Genuinely, guys, from the bottom of our hearts, it's been an absolute fucking pleasure. We want to go bigger and better than ever. So join up if you haven't already. Continue to show that support, and we will continue to show the love back. It has been a phenomenal, phenomenal year, and we want to wish you all the best in this Christmas period. Stay with your families, enjoy yourselves, and come back into 2023 rejuvenated, recharged, and ready for some brutality.